Yeah, no, so I told Doc, I was like, Doc, if you're going to make a time machine, why not make it out of a car? And on top of that, if you're going to make it out of a car, why not build it with some style? So I suggested the DeLorean to him. He claims it was his idea, but it was all mine. I told him, the stainless steel exterior, perfect for time travel. Oh, he stole that too? Oh, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on this channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And welcome to episode 44 of Coffee and Toys, guys. And I am excited for this episode. Not only do we have a shit ton of toy news because of San Diego Comic-Con, but as you can see, this week's toy haul, oh man, it's a mix because, obviously I absolutely love these products, but on the flip side, my wallet does not. But that's how it goes in being a toy collector, guys, right? So we will definitely talk about all of this great stuff, about channel upgrades. Yes, I am upgrading a lot of stuff here on the channel in hopes that it just, makes better quality content for you guys. So we'll definitely talk about all that. This week's Coffee and Toys Live, future Coffee and Toys Live guests, this week's toy haul, this week's toy news, and so much more. But first, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. If that's your sort of thing, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button? And while you're at it, why don't you go ahead and hit that bell notification icon so you stay notified when I do upload new content. If you do enjoy this video or any other videos that I put out, please remember to give them a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. With all of that being said, guys, welcome once again to episode 44 of Coffee and Toys. And honestly, this couldn't be a more fitting toy haul for episode 44 because my favorite number personally is 4, and today's episode is 2 4s, so it just works out. Not only do we have a new hot toy, but we have some new Mezcos, and both being ones that I really have been wanting. So, and one honestly being one that I just was super surprised to find and come across, obviously on OfferUp, and super happy that I bought them though. So we will get into all of that and so much more when we talk about this week's toy haul. But first, as always, let's go ahead and kick off with Coffee and Toys Live. I just realized that I'm gesturing with my hand on this side, but you have a whole box set right here that you can't even see, so I don't even know why I'm doing that. It's just something I do now. I talk with my hands. Even if you can't see them, I'm trying to talk with my hands, because I don't know, it's just what I do now. But I'm also trying not to knock anything over, so place your bets in the comments down below. Will I knock anything over by the end of this episode? So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and talk about this week's Coffee and Toys Live. This week's guest was the beautiful and sexy Mandy Lynn, guys. We had a phenomenal conversation all about toy collecting, her being a female toy collector, her being a Canadian toy collector, the prices for toys. If you guys thought prices in the US were steep, wait till you hear the prices of toys in Canada, guys. Oh man, we thought we had it bad. But anyways, we had a great conversation about all that and so much more. If you happen to have missed Wednesday's episode, don't worry. It will be at the end of this podcast. So stay tuned for that conversation and interview. So looking to the future, next week's guest, I am super excited to have on. It is the one, the only, Sergeant Bananas. I absolutely love his toy photography. He has such life, depth, and atmosphere to his photos. It just really brings life into him and makes him look real and stuff, even though Ninja Turtles aren't real. But he just has a way of making his photos look, it really looks like he's, captured an image from, say, like the 1990s TMNT movie behind the scenes, instead of it just being a diorama that either he built or he bought, plus a figure and lighting and cameras and everything like that. It really looks like it's a guy in a suit, from the 90s back then, but obviously it's all toy photography. So he does some amazing work. He also works for Super 7, so that should tell you something too, He's good enough to work for a toy company. So super excited to talk to him. Always a great time talking to toy photographers. I always love learning new tips and tricks and how to make my toy photography better, and I hope you guys tune in too, especially if you guys yourself are toy photographers, because then you guys can also learn yourself. So after him, I will be speaking to another female collector, Janine. She collects all sorts of things: Funkos, Legos, Black Series, Loungefly bags and stuff like that. So it will definitely be another great, interesting conversation. Following her, I should be talking to Beck, Toy Goddess Collect. She collects more Funko Pops and stuff, but I think she does also dip into other lines and stuff. After her, we will be having another toy photographer, More Shots. He does some phenomenal Halo toy photography. I highly recommend you checking him out if you're a Halo fan. His toy photography with those Halo figures is out of this world. So many great guests coming up on the show, and so many great guests I'm actually in talks with currently to be coming onto the show as well. So I hope you guys are as excited for these upcoming interviews as I am. So with that being said, guys, let's talk about this week's toy haul. So the first one I want to get out of the way. Well, you know what? Actually, before we get into this week's toy haul, I want to talk about upgrades to the channel. I happen to have mentioned that at the beginning. A while back, or maybe in episode 2 back, I mentioned that I was going to be switching up the channel a bit because I wasn't getting, as many toys in. This week was somewhat of an oddity. And I've already put up the review for them, and by the way, guys, before we go any further, I would really, really, really appreciate each and every single one of you checking out my review of these guys right here, the Mezco Toys Pink Skulls Geek from Hell box set, because I'm not like D Amazing. I don't get these figures in advance, and the day I got them, I was super busy, but I also knew that if I was one of the first to put up my review, well, guys, let's be honest, it's YouTube. We're all on the YouTube channel. We all know the YouTube game. It's all about, gaining new subscribers and gaining new engagement and new eyes and stuff. And obviously, if you're the first one to put up a review for a very popular figure, it's going to bump up your engagement and your followers. It happened to me so many times before in the past. In fact, the first time I reviewed a NECA Back to the Future figure, well, their first ever Back to the Future figure, their Marty, not this one, obviously, but their Marty, when it came out, I was able to get my hands on it literally the day it came out. Somehow my target got it super early, and when I put up my review, it got like almost 2,000 views, I think within a day or two, and it significantly boosted my subscription rate. And so, anytime I get my hands on a popular product, especially Mezco Toys, I think the last one was the Casino La Cucaracha. When I did that one, I got my hands on that one early, although I had all day to work on that one, thankfully. I was able to put that one out, and I got some really good followership from that. So I really worked hard on this one, guys. I was literally up till 3 in the morning. That's probably why I look so tired right here in this episode, because I was literally up till 3:30 in the morning getting these guys, taking pics, waiting for the video to export, then uploading it, getting all the tags in and everything. And it's not a small video in general, like aside from the editing, filming it alone took about 45 minutes, and that wasn't even the setup time, because these guys come with so much stuff. And the reason I mentioned D Amazing, it's not a jab at him, it's amazing that he gets these figures, a lot earlier than everybody, because then he does give us some great, amazing reviews. Because even though I do reviews, guys, I still watch him. I fucking love D Amazing. And in fact, the day I'm recording this on Friday, he dropped his review of the Pink Skulls as well. And he had mentioned in his video that he had these guys for a bit, and he was just kind of waiting to get around to it. And because, yeah, it is kind of a daunting task when you take on a box set like this with so many accessories, guys. And so, like I said, he's had time, and, so his video was up and ready, and I'm sure he slept good last night. And so me personally, I was up till 3:30 in the morning. So I would really appreciate you just checking it out for a bit. You don't have to watch it all, just a bit. Leave a like. I would really appreciate a comment, though. That would mean a lot more. But a like is great as well, or both, So yeah, please check it out, because it's a great set. Unfortunately, it is a Mezco Toys Rumble Society exclusive, so you know what that means. It's unattainable now from retail at this point. You'd have to either join the wait list or buy third party or secondary market, so unfortunately that is the case. But if you want to see what everything came in this set, you want to see some cool toy pics of them, go ahead and check out that video. So yeah, guys, with that being said, let's go ahead and start talking about the upgrades to the channel. I know I kind of sidetracked pretty significantly right there talking about them. We will still talk about them in a bit when we get around to the toy haul, but I recently decided, mainly because of Amazon Prime Day, to get some new toys and stuff for the channel. So I am getting a new mic, and I'm pretty excited about this one because it comes with like a little soundboard and stuff, so I can do like finessing of the audio and stuff, and also add background music and do like cheers, claps, boos, different stuff like that while I'm live or while I'm doing my podcast. So I feel like that's going to be some fun stuff. I am going to miss this mic because unfortunately this one is not compatible with that whole sound setup, or maybe it might be. I'll have to really check it out and see. If it is, I'm going to stick with this mic because I personally like this mic, although the reviews for that mic weren't bad, and the videos that I watched where people recorded with it were actually quite well. So I don't know, I'll have to see. I'll probably test them out, see which one sounds best in recording, and go from there. But yeah, that is actually arriving today. I was hoping it'd be here in time for this episode, but I'm also kind of glad it's not, because as you can see, it's a little crammed here today because of all the big boxes and everything. So yeah, I'll be getting a new mic, new soundboard, so that should be here for next week, starting off on Coffee and Toys Live, episode 23 with Sergeant Bananas. The time is still being determined, so I will keep you guys updated on that over on my Instagram at CoolFigurez. So if you haven't already, follow me there. And also, if you didn't know, I have a separate Instagram account for more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by CoolFigurez. Check it out if you like what you see. Let me follow there as well. I keep hitting stuff, and so for those of you that haven't placed bets, I would highly recommend you guys placing bets because I keep hitting this and this, and one of them's gonna take a tumble. So aside from a new mic, I actually decided to look into getting a new review booth, because as good as mine is, I still love it. I still have no reason to really replace it other than the fact that I've decided to get into Hot Toys. And so Hot Toys are 12 inches and my review booth is a 16 inch. And so when I review stuff at that size, you tend to see the sides of my review booth. And while the back is a nice pearly white and stuff, the sides are actually some reflective material. And I personally hate when I can't just film and not see the sides and stuff. So since I'm getting into more Hot Toys and stuff, I decided to get a larger photo booth to film my reviews in and stuff. And actually, I was looking on Amazon during Amazon Prime, and I was looking to spend about $50 to $80 on a decent one, just so I can have a good size one and not have to mess around with it at all. And then I got the brilliant idea to check OfferUp. I was like, just check. And so what I would have paid on Amazon would have been probably around like $68. I paid $25 for a 32 by 32 inch. What an upgrade from a 16 inch, you know what I mean? This is the size of the lights. That should tell you, like, there's Marty right there. So see how Marty actually fits within the lights? That means he'll fit within the background. So that is super cool. Yeah, this thing is super huge. Hopefully it fits in the place where I actually have my current review studio, because like I said, that one's only a 16 by 16 cube. This is a 32. That's twice the size. So we'll fucking see, I guess. So with that being said, that's pretty much. Oh no, actually, there's one other upgrade that I'm going to be making to the channel in terms of the reviews and stuff. I did buy one of those little 360 display things, so I can put the figures on there, and while I'm talking and stuff, they're not just static. They can be spinning, and you guys can be getting a 360 view. I will still keep that portion in where I pull the figure closer to the camera, so we can take a nice closer look to the detailing and everything like that. But at least when he's standing back a little bit more, at least he can be a little more in motion and not just so static. So I think it will add a little more interest to the video itself. So, I'm always trying to find good ways to keep, people engaged without gimmicks and all this other bullshit, That's why I have some background music, because I feel like my personal voice just, this is a podcast, so it's supposed to be all talking and everything, but I feel like my personal voice doesn't do too well in like a review type of scenario with just nothing in the background. I feel like I need some kind of background music, just to make it sound a little bit better. That's just me being harsh on myself, though. I don't know. But that's why I put the background music. But here, like I said, it's a podcast. It's supposed to be a long formatted spoken thing. You're not supposed to be like trying to keep your attention and stuff. This is supposed to be like, okay, I know I'm watching a podcast, so I know it's going to be a long format. Because apparently now the attention span for toy reviews is really small. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've taken the advice of Rocco the Great and completely taking out my intro and outro thing, and I just jump right on into it, and it feels kind of weird because I do enjoy my intros and my outros, and I put a little bit of work into them, and I enjoy them and stuff, but my engagement is a lot better now that I just jump right on into stuff. So, it isn't always what you want to do. And sometimes that's how it goes in life, It's not how you want things to go, but it's how things just have to go. Sometimes we unfortunately just have to bend and conform to certain things like that. Not everything, obviously. Not things that are going to be, bad and hurt you. Don't ever conform and bend to that shit, Fight that shit. But, in terms of like engagement and stuff, getting rid of your intro and outro, it's not going to hurt you, it's not going to hurt anybody. It's going to hurt my ego just a bit because I put a little bit of work and effort into them, but other than that, I'm kind of glad I didn't pay to get an outro and intro made like I was planning to, though, because then that would have been about $200 out the door. So, making a few small upgrades and adjustments to the channel. I still plan to make those top 10 videos, just to keep content flowing and whatnot. I had another good idea for content here on the channel, and it's completely eluding me completely right now. But, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it in terms of, like, upgrades to the channel. I am going to keep putting out reviews as long as I keep getting stuff in. But the second it stops, you'll get those top 10 videos, guys. So sometime soon, most likely, but probably actually not more than within like the next 3 weeks, because I do have at least 2 weeks of Power Ranger reviews, which are my backups, and then I have this guy, and I do have 2 other 1/6 scale figures in the mail, and I'm in talks to buy 2 others. So I'll have products and reviews for you guys. Like I said, it's a whole mixed thing. Like, I absolutely love these things, but then it's like, oh man, my fucking wallet, so anyways, guys, let's go ahead and talk about this week's toy haul now, finally. And once again, we have an unboxing for this week. Now, I do actually already own one of these. I did pick it up during the whole hype of the Batman and everything. However, it was on discount at Amazon, and honestly, guys, I find that Mezcos work perfectly on these bikes, and seeing as these boys were coming in, I figured they need some rides. And so at the end of this episode, I will unbox this, and I do have this guy right here with secret pants specifically so that we can throw them on the bike and I can show you guys. So that way, if you guys did pick up this box set and you guys want some rides for the Pink Skulls, you guys can go ahead and pick up this bike. I may just need to pick up one more before I upload this, before everybody else buys it and everything, but because, like I said, I do have one already in my Batman display right behind me, so it's tucked in there, but not too bad. I can access it, and it's not too much of a hassle, so I can at least pull that out whenever I want to take some photos of these 3 on bikes and stuff. So I think one extra one would be pretty cool. But yeah, so we will unbox this at the end of this episode. Yeah, I saved that. I was actually going to unbox this, but I actually unboxed it while I was waiting for the video of them to export. And so I was just like, well, it's not going to be a real genuine reaction. I'm not one of those YouTubers that's like, oh, I'm going to, fake a genuine reaction. That takes too much energy, and honestly, I just don't give a fuck. I'd rather just tell you guys I have this already, but I haven't opened it yet, so I'll open it in front of you guys, and technically, it's an unboxing. So, well, I guess that kind of goes along the lines of the same thing as this, because it's not a genuine, I'm tired, guys. I was up till fucking 3:30 in the morning. Okay, I'm sorry. Please like my video. Please like this video specifically. But anyways, talking about the pink skulls, guys. These guys talk about grails, talk about rumors, talk about luck. The rumors have always been circulating that they were going to be re-released. It was just a question of how, not so much when. It was so much how, because they were just utilizing so much of the promotional stuff. And so many new people have come into Mezco since these guys have been released, and seen all this promotional stuff and seen all these people with them doing these amazing toy photography pics with them, really makes people want them. And so it was, like I said, just a matter of when and how we were going to get them, and not so much if or anything like that. And I think despite the exuberant price, this was definitely the way to go, because you technically get like 2 sets of figures in one because of the cartoon heads and the original skull heads, and the amount of accessories that you get. Like I said, the review video for this was fucking daunting because of so much of the stuff that comes with it. It's just literally, there's 41 sets of hands, guys. 41 sets of hands. So a full 6-pack of beers, some more alcohol. Man, it feels like I fucking drank all that shit doing the review. But anyways, guys, yeah, they come with some really cool accessories, like a cigarette or a joint. I don't want to say that too loud so YouTube doesn't hide my video. So they do come with those. They do come with some beers, like I said, some beer effects, some weaponry, not too much, just mainly this AK and some sticks and stuff to beat shit up. Obviously, they're gig instruments and stuff like that, because this is a stage and it is the Gig from Hell box set. So yeah, absolutely love these guys. I literally only had like hours to shoot these guys and get it up and everything, and I had so much fun, despite my my display and diorama fighting me on them and stuff. I need to replace the paper underneath. It's gotten a little soft, and I need to find a better solution to that. I don't know, I'm talking out loud, sorry guys. These guys are just a boatload of fun. Like I said, whether you're using the cartoon heads or the original pink skull heads, they're just fucking amazing. And I am actually on the wait list for a second set, and it's like, once again, mixed reactions. It's like, I want it because 3's a crowd, but 6 is a gang, and I think 6 of these motherfuckers running around would be fucking awesome. But also, that'd be another $380 out my pocket, or what was it, $340? I don't even remember. I know it was in the threes. So yeah, it's like, yes and no. Yes and no. We still have the Nautilus crew coming. So yeah, guys, these guys are phenomenal. I really hope that if you missed out on the original set and you did want some pink skulls, you went ahead and picked these up, because they're already going for some exuberant prices on the secondary market, despite them already coming at some high. Well, I guess that makes sense. The higher the price, the higher they have to start at. But that's the thing with these Mezco figures. It's like, I know you're spending, say, $300 and something right then and there, but I guarantee you it's a lot cheaper than seeing all this stuff and then going to some asshole scalper and them charging you up the ass for it. So that's just my opinion and my advice to you. But take it or leave it. But there are some people out there that will sell you Mezcos at a decent price. I have met plenty of those people through OfferUp. And that segues us perfectly to our next thing here on the table. I actually should have another 1/6 scale figure here on the table. However, it seems like it's not going to get here till the very end of the day, if at all. If not, probably Saturday or Sunday. So it's just Marty today for us. And so once again, from my lovely, lovely, lovely friend OfferUp, I was looking Hot Toys 1/6, and I came across this guy for $240. And I was like, fuck. Because everywhere else, he's like $399 and up. And on top of that, I always ask. I'm never going to pay full price if I don't have to. So I always ask, is this the best price you can do? And he's like, I'll go down to $220, because I had it at $268. And I was like, you got yourself a deal at $220. And so I went ahead and picked it up. I had to drive like 40 minutes away there and back. This is what I had to do the day I recorded this. Let me tell you something, guys. Okay, so the day I got this, I actually had a full list of clients in the morning, and then I had one in the afternoon, and then I had to go train. After I trained, I had to go to Carson, which is about 40 minutes for me, to pick up this Marty, drive back, film the review for this, guys, and also edit that, eat, and finish the last 5 review picks for these guys. So yeah, it was definitely a long and busy day. And the reason I had to go pick this guy up last night is because the guy was going out of town for about 2 weeks or something. So it was just like, fuck, I just gotta go get it today, So we got Marty. So if you don't know, Back to the Future is in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. That Jurassic Park will never, ever, ever be knocked out. I don't see any movie ever, potentially knocking those 2 movies out. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on my 4th or my 3rd, because I have Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, The Dark Knight, Episode 3, and the 1990s TMNT. So, no, all 5 are there. So, yeah, Back to the Future and Jurassic Park will never be beat out. I don't think The Dark Knight can ever be beaten out either. I've watched that movie so many times. I know that movie inside out, the lines inside out. The interrogation scene, guys, I still get chills. I mean, that has to be the best cinema in the history. And you can fight me down in the comments below. I don't give a fuck. Fuck your Marvel shit. The interrogation scene in The Dark Knight is the best fucking bit of cinema ever. I don't give a fuck who or what example you can bring up. It's shit. It's nothing compared to it. And you can bitch and cry and complain in the comments all you want, and I'm just gonna ignore them. I don't have time for that. I'm just gonna ignore them and leave my opinion on my channel. If you guys have an opinion and it's that strong, I suggest you start your own YouTube channel, because 1, you'll see it's not as easy as you think, and 2, then you get to say whatever you want because it's your YouTube, right? So anyways, guys, yeah, I was able to pick this guy up for $220, and now I have to go and buy fucking Doc Brown for $290 off the fucking Sideshow website, because you can't have a Marty without a Doc. And on top of that, he comes with Einstein, so Einstein isn't even technically Marty's dog, it's fucking Doc's dog. So I need a Doc. So yeah, I absolutely love this. I don't know where Marty's gonna go, unfortunately, but I'm sure you'll see him back there next week on Coffee and Toys episode 45. So yeah, guys, with that being said, that essentially wraps up this week's toy haul. I know it's only a few things, but honestly, these 2 right here, what is it, about $1,000 right there? So yeah, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and move on into this week's toy news, guys. And man, is there a lot, because San Diego Comic-Con is next weekend. So now the floodgates have finally opened, so that way, we're all aware of what's going to be on the floor and stuff. The toy companies have been really keeping stuff close to the chest, just because they knew that this was coming, and they knew they were going to need some hype and stuff to drive sales and all that stuff. So starting off with McFarlane, he did have his summer show off event or whatever, where he showed off new figures and reveals. He did show off a new Court of Owls Talon figure. This is one that a lot of people have been asking for a long time. Unfortunately, it's come a little too late for me personally. I am completely almost completely out of the McFarlane Toys line. I am completely out of Hasbro. We'll get into that in a sec. But in terms of McFarlane Toys, guys, I am pretty much out, besides a few, very few select figures. And this one just, I don't know what it is about this one in particular. It just looks like he's going backwards. It looks very much more like the DC Icons figure than a McFarlane figure, and I don't like that. That's just me. I never even liked the DC Icon figures, the way they looked and stuff. So for this Talon to look somewhat like that, I'm just very much not interested. So the other thing about Todd is he has some decent character selection, but some shitty world selection. So what I mean is like he'll pick a good character, but a bad variant or version of him. So we are finally getting a Static Shock figure. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I grew up in the early thousands and I watched the animated Static Shock show. Man, say that 3 times real fast. That Static Shock show, Static Shock show. I couldn't do it. But anyways, I grew up watching that and I loved it. So when I saw that we were getting a new Static Shock from McFarlane, I was like, that's one of those few that I would be willing to pick up. Until I saw that it wasn't the animated series, it was the new 52 or Rebirth version or something like that. And it was just like, I don't care about that version. I wanted the animated series version. So, yeah, if you like Static Shock and you like this version of Static Shock, he's coming out soon. We are going to be getting a Scarecrow from Infinite Frontier. Todd, my man, make a fucking regular Scarecrow first, please. Please. You coward. You fucking coward. Make a regular fucking Scarecrow first. And I'm not talking about an Arkham Scarecrow. I mean like an actual Scarecrow. Not this whole fuddy... I know you think it looks cool, Todd. I know. But, you know, we still need some regular versions of these characters. And so... I don't need this fuddy-duddy Scarecrow. I really don't. I would much rather prefer a more classic-looking Scarecrow. But if you want this one, he's coming soon. Also, if you want another Deathstroke without any pew-pews, you're in luck because the DC Rebirth version of Deathstroke is coming to the McFarlane DC Multiverse line. But once again, only with a sword and a knife, guys. You see why I'm out? I'm over it, guys. I'm completely over it. Even the one figure that I'm super excited about, there's a big gripe to it that I'm gonna point out, and I'm just like, really? And it's like I know where this is going, and it's like, why? But we'll get there when we get there. We're almost there, actually. So if you are into Aquaman, you're in luck because Todd did also show off a new gold label Ocean Master. Now, I have no idea what makes this the gold label, I'll be honest, because we haven't even got a standard version, you know? I thought it was supposed to, you know, get a standard version, and then the gold label would come out, you know, as a variant, and you would be able to see, you know, okay, well, here's the standard, here's the variant, this is what's different, this is what's different. Here, it's like, well, here's the variant, where's the standard? I mean, there's nothing to compare it to, so it's like, am I going to like the standard version more, or am I going to like the variant more? You know, it just becomes a whole mess in my opinion. So I don't know why he keeps showing off and releasing gold label stuff prior to the standard releases, because we know he's going to utilize those sculpts again in a standard release because we know he needs to. So just release the standard version or release them alongside each other so we can see the difference at least. I don't know. Todd's all over the place. But we are also getting a Necron, whoever that is. It's from the Blackest Nights comic book series run, whatever it is, I think. So part of that whole zombie wave and whatnot. But yeah, so we are also, besides getting a Court of Owls Talon, we are getting a Court of Owls Batman, which is essentially just a Rebirth 52 Batman with some darker shading and everything, but that's none of my business. So we are also getting 4 new figures that have not been yet announced but were found to be already packaged and ready to be shipped and released. These 4 figures are Red Hood, and what the fuck is this, Todd? This literally looks like a child painted it. Wait. Todd, are you using children to paint your toys? Okay, we gotta move on. I don't want Todd after me. So we are also getting a new Arkham Asylum head sculpted Joker. So apparently it's gonna be the same body, just a new head sculpt for this Joker. We are also going to be getting a regular Scarecrow from the Arkham series. We just recently got the gold label version, which is same thing. It's like I didn't know whether or not I wanted to buy that one because I didn't know what the standard version was going to look like. I'm not opposed to the gold label if it looks better than the standard. But don't sell me a gold label first because it looks shittier than the standard, and then I'm going to want the standard. That's just me, though. So I'm holding off on all that stuff. But yeah, so there's Joker, Red Hood. There was one other one in there, but it's probably associated to the movie that shall not be named here on this channel, so we won't speak on it. Or maybe it was the Ocean Master. I don't know. We'll have to see. But now we're going to talk about the one figure that was announced that it's already been pre-ordered. I cannot fucking wait for this figure. He is my second favorite Batman villain after the Joker. And it is, of course, Bane. Yes, we are finally getting a Bane. Unfortunately, he only comes with grabby hands. So, Todd. One fist. One fucking fist with him. One grabby hand, one fist. Is it that fucking difficult, Todd? If you don't want to include both sets of hands, make it 1 and 1. 1 and 1. Because Bane is a brawler. He literally just punches the shit out of walls and Batman. And you're telling me you're going to only include 2 grabbing hands? This is one of the reasons why I'm out of this line more than other than just the mega figs, you know what I mean? But it is a Bane. It does look cool. It is going to be big. So, I did pre-order it. What's that clown song? You know what I mean? So, yeah. And actually, even more so of the clown song, I totally forgot that this box set came with a vinyl that I wanted to show you guys. It actually comes with 2 vinyls right there and a digital download, which is actually pretty cool. So it does come on this really cool transparent pink vinyl right here. And I do actually have a record player right behind me. Unfortunately, Darth Vader's helmet lightsaber are on it. So maybe once I'm done filming, I'll go ahead and, remove it all and throw on the vinyl and play some for you guys while I'm recording and stuff and see how it sounds. But getting back to the news, guys, that is it for McFarlane Toys so far. I don't know if they'll release any other teases or releases. That wraps up this portion of McFarlane Toys news. Like I said, quite a bit because he had his summer show off release thing, event, whatever you want to call it. It is still technically going on today, so I don't know if he's going to show off anything else today. If he does, I'll talk about it next week, obviously. And if he shows anything off during the weekend, we will come back to it next week. So next up, let's go ahead and talk some Hot Toys. Yes, we are covering Hot Toys here on the channel now because the damn black hole got me, guys. So, yeah, they did show off some new Star Wars and Marvel Hot Toys, starting off with a brand new Kenobi from, what else? Kenobi. And they are utilizing some new technology for the light up lightsaber. It is not through the arm, rather, I think it's a USB. It like charges the lightsaber and then you can turn it on and stuff. And I think even the rocks that come with him for display that make it look like he's using the Force are actually magnetic. That's pretty fucking cool. But I do already have a Mythos Obi-Wan. However, I would be willing to part with this one for this one. This one looks fucking phenomenal. Not that this one doesn't, but I grew up with the prequels, so having one with an actual likeness to Ewan McGregor opposed to one that's a combination of him and Alec Guinness, I'm all for that. So yeah, not only did they show off a new Kenobi, they showed off a whole new starship, guys. Hot Toys is going to be releasing the brand new Mandalorian ship N1. What was that, Hasbro? Black Series vehicles aren't sellers. They don't work. Nobody's going to want a giant size vehicle. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little pissed off at Hasbro today, if you guys can't tell. We will get to it. I promise you, we will get to that. But they did also show off some Marvel Hot Toys. The first one being the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man Hot Toy. They actually released a whole lot of other stuff for this figure, like bases and whatnot, so that's pretty cool. And last but not least, they did also show off a Days of Future Past Wolverine. This one looks phenomenal, although I will wait probably for one that comes with metal claws opposed to the bone claws. That's just me personally, but the likeness to Hugh Jackman is phenomenal, and I wonder if the body underneath is just as jacked as Hugh Jackman, because that'd be one of those figures that you can technically, remove the shirt and stuff, and he should still be like, a character in itself, like, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see reviews once those are released. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk some Mattel. Yeah, I know I don't talk too much Mattel here on the channel, but once in a while they do come out with something that is a little interesting and piques my interest. And this time it is their San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Hammond Collection Outhouse Chaos. Yes, they made a playset of the lawyer getting eaten on the porcelain throne. My God, they fucking went there. That has to be one of the best San Diego Comic-Con's exclusives out there. Right next to the Mondo Wolverine, where he's laying in bed with like the meme where he's looking at the picture of Jean and Cyclops and stuff. That one was funny as fuck, because obviously that's just a meme nowadays. But this one, I mean, come on. They literally give you a toilet for the lawyer to get eaten on, and oh, Mattel, keep doing you. Keep being you. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on into some Medicom Mafex news. Yes, after I picked up my first one, the bug bit me a bit. I have been on the search for a few other Mafex, but some other things have caught my eyes and attention and wallet at the time, so I've passed on by. But this one in particular, if it looks phenomenal, I will definitely be picking it up, and that is the Mafex The Batman. I don't know what you guys were expecting there. It's Batman. The movie was named after him. I couldn't really fix that intro any way possible. So yeah, they did show off the unmasked head sculpt. So I'm never one to be like judgy on a Batman figure on the unmasked head sculpt, because I never use it except for the review pics and when I show it off there. So I'm just like, I'll wait to see what it looks like with the actual cowl on, and then I can go ahead and judge it from that point forward. So yeah, guys, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and move on into a lazy repaint. So obviously we're talking some Star Wars Black Series news, guys, because last week Hot Toys solicited their Toy Fair exclusive Arena Jango Fett, because Boba Fett took on Jango Fett's name, or Jango's name, during the comic run and stuff, or during that time when he was fighting in the arena. But it's Boba Fett in a shiny black armor and with the new spear and two blasters that look very much like Jango Fett's but aren't. So yeah, in the promotional pictures it looked phenomenal. It looked great. Seeing the floor shots, it didn't look that good, and so it was like, okay, yeah, I can totally just pass on by. I'm acting as if I was gonna actually buy it, but yeah, I'm just like, yeah, that's an easy pass for me. That's not one that would ever really catch my eye. Like if I was on OfferUp and I saw someone trying to flip that, sell it, I'd be like, dude, I'll offer you under retail, because it just really doesn't interest me. It doesn't fit my collection and stuff. But this week, Hasbro said, hold my beer, Hot Toys, because people thought you did a repaint, but it isn't, guys. It's actually a pretty good figure. It's just the paint just doesn't look too good in the actual lighting and everything. But Hasbro said, hold my beer, we got you guys covered, because they went ahead and gave us the same figure in the Black Series, except they used the Empire Strikes Back body and just painted it black. And it just looks like the most lazy repaints and repacks ever. I mean, at least with the Hot Toy one, you get some decent shading, different colors, some quality shit, you know what I mean? With Hasbro, they were just like, oh, we have this mold for like the past 15 years at this point. Why don't we just pump out another wave? Stop, Hasbro, stop. You have a fucking brand new mold that you charged up the ass for that you just don't even use now. So please use the Return of the Jedi body for the next release of your Boba Fett, because I'm done with this Empire Strikes Back body. And the funny thing is, this literally looks like someone just spray painted a Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. It is what it is. I'm another line that I'm very significantly picking and choosing, guys. It seems like every line is just it is what it is. Like I said, Hot Toys, Mezco, Mayfix. That's where it's at. Save your money, invest in some quality products, guys. Talking about some quality products, let's talk some Super 7. Yes, they are quality because they are a bit pricier, and they are quality plastic, you have to admit. So they did show off their San Diego Comic-Con exclusive bat from their new G.I. Joe franchise acquisition. Well, they didn't buy G.I. Joe from Hasbro, but they acquired some rights to create some figures from G.I. Joe through from Hasbro, not through Hasbro, because obviously Hasbro's doing the classified line, so that's their own thing. But Super 7 can do some sorts of G.I. Joe, so they did announce their San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, which is this BAT or Bat Robot. So moving on, let's go ahead and talk some SH Figuarts. So yeah, it seems like everybody's finally giving us our 3 Spider-Men, guys. And yeah, I think I'm going to be going with the SH Figuarts despite them being a little on the small side and stuff like that. At least you get a lot more accessories and array of hands and options with them. Because that segues us perfectly to the next bit of news, and it is my all-time favorites. My lovely people, Hasbro Marvel Legends. I'm sure you all have heard by now, we are getting the 3 Spider-Men in early 2023. That set went up today as of filming for $112, guys. $112 fucking dollars. Literally leading up to the release date or the release time, I was like, if it's $60, I'll buy it. If it's $65, I'm not gonna buy it. I never thought it'd be fucking $90. And on top of that, we know Hasbro's gonna Hasbro, and for Christmas season 2023, guess what's gonna be coming out? Another 3-pack. This time, it's going to include the unmasked sculpted heads. So they're basically going to bank on you buying the same product twice for an exuberant price. And yeah, no. I won't pay that much for Marvel Legends. I'll pay that much for a Mezco toy, a single Mezco toy on top of that. But not a Marvel Legends. No. That's just never going to happen. So if I'm able to find Toby by himself on OfferUp, I will definitely be picking him up. Although I still have my old Toy Biz Andrew Garfield Spider-Man figure and my new Tom Holland Marvel Legends Spider-Man figure hanging out together on the same shelf. So I don't like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. He was too cool to be Spider-Man. The motherfucker could ride a skateboard. You're not supposed to be coordinated as Spider-Man. You're not supposed, whether or not you have the powers yet. Even if he has the powers, he's supposed to pretend not to be coordinated. He's supposed to pretend he's still the same nerdy, shitty person that everybody assumes he is. And you're telling me that on top of that, Andrew Garfield can seriously not walk into any high school at that time, at that age, and not gotten any girl he wanted? I mean, come on. He was like the epitome of like male model at that time. So just... I never bought it. I never bought him as Spider-Man. Like, I feel bad because of his passion and his love for Spider-Man, but you're just not meant for the role, dude. You're too cool. Like, I don't know how to say that because it's like an insult but a compliment. Like, you're too cool to play Spider-Man. Well, thank you. Like, well, what hero do you suggest? I don't know, but definitely not fucking Batman. If you fucking touch Batman, I will fucking come for you, Andrew Garfield. Don't fucking touch Batman. Got a little serious there, guys. Sorry. But anyway, so yeah, they are releasing the 3 Spider-Man early in 2023 for $112.19 if you guys are interested. I don't know if it's already sold out or if it's going to be a made-to-order type of scenario with that. But with that being said, guys, let's move on to some Mondo news because they did announce their new San Diego Comic-Con exclusives 1/6 scale animated series Joker and Batman. Now, these guys do look phenomenal, and I did recently get into 1/6 scale figures. However, as much as I love the show, I don't really love the character's representation in toys. You know, that top heavy, kind of like Batman fucking skips every leg day type of look. that's just not my type of Batman. I like my Batman to be, Ben Affleck, beefy on HGH and everything else under the sun. That's my Batman right there. Yeah, no. So, yeah, guys. With that being said, that wraps up this week's toy news. Let's see if I can do this without knocking anything over. Nice. So, I guess that leads us into this week's unboxing. So, like I said, I do already have one of these because I got it with all the other Batman figures, and I needed one to complete my shelf. So, I do already have one. So, I may just have to pick one more up from Amazon. It is currently on sale for $22.99 opposed to $28. So, I may just have to pick one more up because these pink skulls are going to look phenomenal on this bike, especially with these leather jackets and their hats. Just wait for the toy picks, guys. Alright, let me go ahead and grab my handy dandy Batman knife. Slice this fucker open. Say that as I'm cutting down towards my hand. I really shouldn't. Always cut away from yourself. And always do as I say, not as I do. Yeah, this box is going in the garbage anyway, so let's just rip it open. Pull this out. Whoa, don't knock the stage over. Let's see, come on. Let's see, how is it getting stuck? I don't want it. Oh, there we go. Oof. There we go, we can throw that there. So here's a nice tray shot without any glare. I do realize that I haven't pulled up any of the figures for the toy haul, but I think we learned from Goblin right here that I don't touch the hot toys when they're on the desk because bad things happen when I do. And these guys, I will touch one to throw on the bike and stuff, but they're kind of hard to pose and stuff on this. Well, I mean, once you have all the inserts and everything in there, it's a pretty solid base and everything. It's just I've been really messing with it without the inserts because I've been doing toy photography and I need the inserts because the inserts have all the accessories. It's a very flimsy base, but here it's a little more sturdy, but I still don't want to be messing around with them because the beer can is kind of loose in his hand. It holds, but not too firmly. And then on top of that, I already lost an unlit doobie from them, and that's why he actually has a lit one, because I was like, well, if he drops this one, I'm going to be able to find it. The other one, it was just like gone. It was like erased from existence. Oh, sorry, that was wrong movie franchise. So anyways, let's go ahead and get back into the unboxing. So here we have the Bat bike, or the Drifter bike, I should say. The Bat bike is a different one. It does come with a helmet and a trading card right here. So with that, oh wait, this is actually the stand. Comes with a stand, a trading card, and a helmet right here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take all these things holding it together off so we can play with it. There we go. Should be free. I'll go ahead and free up the other stuff. Oh wait, there's one more. I'll free up the card and the helmet later on, but right now I just want the bike, so that way we can take a look at one of the pink skulls on it as well. Although, you know what, I do remember that this one doesn't balance, so I may actually need the stand right now, so that way it doesn't fall over. So let me get in a better position. There's so much stuff on this desk, guys. I'm sorry if this looks super awkward. It's just, one, I'm trying to open it, and also I'm trying to open it in a way that I don't knock anything and, completely destroy my set. I really hope I don't need that again. So let's go ahead and put this on the back tire so that way it holds. So here's the bike itself. It's a very classic looking bike, which is why I say, like, look, even next to him, just chilling right here, it looks phenomenal. I know they look a little small next to it, but I guarantee you once I put him on it, he'll look great. So enough just telling you that he'll look great. Why don't I go ahead and put him on it? So let's go ahead and take this guy and get him on the bike. So let's go ahead and pre-articulate him so that way it's a little easier once we get him on the bike and everything. Let's see here. Raise the arms, rotate the wrists, put a little bend in the elbows because everybody rides like that. Nobody rides with stiff arms. Put them on the bike. See, like right here with the new soundboard, guys, I'd be able to click a button. You guys would be hearing music right now. So I cannot wait till that comes in next week, guys. Next week. It will be in today. It's just, I had to film this and get some other shit done today. So next week. I couldn't wait around to get it in and then film. So here he is all on the bike. So I can fix his feet a bit if I... Nah, you don't really need to. Just... Oh, right there, actually, yeah. Right there looks better. So here is the pink skull on the McFarlane Toys Drifter bike. It does look slightly big, I will say. It does look slightly big. But aren't motorcycles actually just a little large anyways in general? Because the funny thing, at least with these motorcycles and vehicles, is they look big for these Mezco figures, but they look small for the McFarlane figures. So I don't really know what you would do, but I think it looks good enough, and I'm going to stick with my plan of buying another one of these, so that way all three of them can be riding matching bikes together. And like I said, even just putting them right here, I think it looks good, and I think it holds up, and I think it will take some pretty cool toy pics on the bike. So with that being said, guys, that wraps up episode 44 of Coffee and Toys. The episode's not quite done just yet. As always, Coffee and Toys Live will be following this portion of the video, but I do want to say thank you to all of you that have hit that subscribe button. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers, guys. Let's try and hit that by the end of July if we can. I would really appreciate it. Like I said, please go and check out this video. Leave a comment. Just please, it would mean the world to me, guys. I worked really hard on it. I don't ever talk about my videos in this sense and stuff, but it was rough. It was rough, and I know I'm complaining about a YouTube video and all that stuff, but I do still have a job. I had to be up at 4 a.m. Well, today 5, thankfully, because my first client was at 6:30. Thankfully, usually I have a 5 a.m. on Friday, but they had to reschedule, so thankfully. So I literally only got 2 hours of sleep, guys, and then on top of that, I still had to film an audition for a fitness thing, and like I said, I had work. I had to cook my meals, had to feed my dog. And I still have to go to the gym, and I have some other stuff to do. So please check out this video. I would really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, follow me over on Instagram at CoolFigurez, and also my separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by CoolFigurez. Check it out if you like what you see. Let me follow there as well. If you do enjoy unboxings, usually I do all my unboxings on TikTok because I am like a child and I cannot wait to rip open the toys. Thankfully, when I got these guys, literally as soon as I got these guys, I got a text from my client saying, can you push till 12? And it gave me 2 hours to set all this up and actually film an unboxing on camera for you guys. So go ahead and check it out if you haven't already. And yeah, guys, if you haven't already, please, like I said, we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell notification icon while you're at it so you stay notified when I do upload new content. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get into this week's episode of Coffee and Toys with, once again, Mandy Lynn. Welcome back to the CoolFigurez page. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector, and welcome to episode 22 of Coffee and Toys, where I speak to a new guest every week about toys, toy collecting, toy photography, and so much more. This week, I would like to welcome Canadian toy collector, the beautiful, the sexy Mandy Lynn.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. How's your week going so far?
It's been long, so while you're enjoying your coffee, I'm going to enjoy my coffee as well. Plus, I'm also ahead, so I think it's about time. But good. Otherwise, can't really complain. I'm still alive, right?
That's always a good thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
For sure.
I kind of regret calling it Coffee and Toys because I've had guests do the same thing where they're having their choice of drink, and I get stuck having coffee just because of the namesake of the show,
Of course. Yeah. No.
So, what got you into collecting?
Well, I collected all my life, really. I'm going to have to blame my mom for this one. Growing up, she was huge on like porcelain dolls and those pardon my French, those goddamn faces that those porcelain faces you would put on the walls and like cherished teddy bears. Um, Obviously, I wasn't really collecting stuff like that back when I was younger. I was more of a GI Joe. My brother was the Barbie girl. At one point in time, we lost everything, so we lost all of our toys, and we just said, "Forget it." Right? So, ultimately, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, I have a huge obsession with SpongeBob. I have it tattooed on me, Bikini Bottom. So I was collecting a lot of SpongeBob items, which turned out to be like plushies and stuff. Yeah, then my room was just full of SpongeBob shit, and people were like, "Well, aren't you too old for SpongeBob?" And not realizing like SpongeBob is like 20 years old at this point in time, give or take, right? So my guys get with the program. Um, yeah, and then my son came along. Right? So before my son, I started collecting Funko Pops. So 2016, 2017, I bought my very first Funko Pop, which was the OG SpongeBob Pop. Go figure. We went from a SpongeBob addiction. Then that turned into a full-fledged Funko Pop addiction. Right now, I'm not sure my count, but the last count where I had it in the app, we had 3,500 Funko Pops.
Wow.
That was back in 2019. So
Oh, wow.
I'm not a hardcore collector of Funko Pops anymore because I have branched out in various different avenues, of course, with my collection. But yeah, so I think within the last 10 years, I went hard with the collecting. I still have some toys from 30 years ago. It's just not something I was like, I'm going to keep them all, right? Like, and I didn't have the ability to keep them all anyways because I lost 95% of it. But yeah, so my kid is the real reason, but I know it all stemmed from a younger hoarding stage, watching my mom hoard shit, right? So like the
Hmm.
toys, right? So no, the son definitely did it. It's more of an investment for me going forward. The whole end goal with my toy collection is when my son turns 18 in 13 years, I'm going to turn over everything to him and give him the ability to continue the collection, sell it, do what he wants. An investment. I keep all the boxes. Everything is stored in a nice storage unit, so he does have that ability to resell or keep it. Right? Hopefully, he keeps it because even the toys I have from like the 70s and the 80s, like they're amazing pieces. So who knows what the pieces we have currently are going to look like to the future kids? Right? So
No,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
definitely.
right. That's basically it. I got hardcore with my son, and now my son has his own page and he gets his own stuff. I buy my own stuff, and sometimes we let each other play with each other's toys. Right? Only sometimes. Right? So,
And
but
only
yeah,
certain toys,
that's
right?
that. Mhm.
And
That's
only
my
certain
guy.
toys.
Yeah. Mhm.
So yeah, it seems like in speaking with a lot of collectors, it seems like Funko Pop was really their way back into collecting after maybe not collecting for so long. I mean, there were some that had already gone back into collecting, but a lot of people seem to have gone back into it because of Funko Pop, and I think
Mhm.
it's because of the availability, the wide range and franchises that they cover, and also the acceptability of it. Everybody has at least one Funko Pop, so
Mhm.
it didn't seem too weird to start collecting at, that time and whatnot. But much like you, once you can only do so much with a single Funko Pop, and then you
Mhm.
start to see what all these new toys look like, especially compared to what they used to look like. And definitely, everybody else starts to branch out, me included, you too, like you
Yeah.
said. And well, now I went from buying what $9, $10 Funko Pops to $300, $400 Hot Toys.
Right. I know, but you don't regret it, right? You regret it afterwards, right after. You're like, you know what?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm glad I did that, right? So, no, I hear you, right? So it's yeah, it was a cheap avenue into, it's what it is. It's the inexpensive
Yeah.
avenue into it, right? There's that in Hot Wheels because you can't get any cheaper than Hot Wheels, right? And I collect those too, right? So like
Oh, okay, yeah.
that's the way, right? So yeah, no, I love Funko. I mean, I have my qualms with it, but I'm sure we all do. Like some of it is very repetitive, right? But I
Hmm.
love some of it, right? I can't complain too much. I have them tattooed on my arm, right? So, I mean, what kind of person would I be if I bitch and complain about Funko, right? So,
No,
yeah,
yeah.
no, they're great. Like I said, even my reel today that I made, they just stand still. Whereas like our Hot Toys and our Marvel Legends, and they do stuff and we can photograph them, right? So, it was a great avenue to get back into the game for sure.
No, yeah, it definitely was.
Mhm.
And it was definitely a decent one too. There's a lot of times where, these trends will come and you end up spending all this money and then you're left with literally nothing. Like me personally right now, like I said, I just got into Hot Toys, so I'm looking to, actually sell off my Funko's collection,
Hmm.
and I'm realizing that a lot of them actually have value that I didn't, I never bought them for like value's sake and anything. I just picked up the ones that I like and stuff. But coming to see like now they have value and stuff, and I'm able to turn them for somewhat of a small profit and put that money towards either something I want to do or more toys or something like that. It's pretty nice, that they have retained their value.
Oh, for sure. And like I've sold off a whole bunch already. Like OG Masters of the Universe has been sold off. The OG TMNT collection has been sold off. We weren't paying $100 a pop when I bought them. Right?
Yeah.
They were not, right? People were buying. I sold one for $800, like a She-Ra, OG She-Ra, OG He-Man. Like it was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Right? So like,
You're like, here, take it, give me the cash.
take it. Like I love it, but like I have no more room for Funkos either, right? But yet they're pumping out these goddamn music covers, and I'm like, I have to have the music and the comic
I'm the
book, right?
same way.
I
I don't know.
can't even.
You probably see the Zeppelin poster right there. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm right
like I
there with
can't.
you.
Like music and comic books, like they're. I'm like, how? Like just take my damn money, Funko.
Exactly. Before my room was covered in toys, it was covered in rock and roll posters. So yeah, the only one I have so far is the one from the Doors. But yeah, definitely the other ones that they've been showing off and releasing are very tempting.
Oh, for sure. Alice Cooper is looking nice. That one I just saw recently. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I think they realized like they kind of had to get a little more fancy with their stuff to kind of keep up and everything because like even the new comic ones with like a comic background and then the
Yeah.
comic Funko look really good. And like I said, I'm out of the Funko game and they're making me really consider like going back in just because they look so cool.
I know. That's how they literally this week sucked me back in because they have like their few little pieces. I'm like, God damn, right? God dang you, right? So Batman, especially because I grabbed that Batman comic book cover recently, and I'm like, now I see Superman, all this. I'm like, I hate this, right? But we'll see what happens because there's always something. I go out every day toy hunting, so there's always something coming in. I'm sure. I'm sure more Funko will be in our future, so, regardless.
Yeah, see, I've had to cut my toy hunts down because once you start investing in hot toys, there's a little less, income for you to spend on a daily toy run and stuff. But I
Oh,
try
for
to
sure.
still go every once in a while, and recently I went
Yep.
and found some good clearance deals and stuff. So it's always great to find some great, items for a great deal and stuff.
Oh shit, dude, I'll tell you, I don't ever pay full price for anything. I will wait 6 months until something goes on clearance and then I'll add like I don't care. Right? I in Canada, obviously you're in the States, so we pay like double what you guys are paying for stuff, right? So when I'm getting Marvel Legends for $45, I'm like, no, no, no. Like these
Uh,
are our prices here in $39.99, 40, like it all depends. We have Toys R Us. Toys R Us is expensive as shit, right? And it was always expensive. That's why they went out of business, right? Like it's sadly. But yeah, I wait until they go in the clearance. So those ones at like $10, 15, and then I start stocking up on them. Like today, I just went and got 6 Deadpool figures because they were all in the clearance bin, right? But I don't have them, so I'm not complaining, right? Yeah, I like clearance is where it's at. I'm very frugal, but I still go out every day to be frugal, right? I like to
oh
see what's
yeah.
out there, right? So, and I'm not saying every day I go out and buy a hot toy. I might just come home with 5 Hot Wheels, which cost me $6, right? So, but at least I'm out there looking because I'm trying to stay as current as possible, right?
No, yeah,
We'll see.
definitely. So we
Mhm.
touched upon a few lines that you like to collect, Hot
Yep.
Wheels, Funko. What other lines do you find yourself going out and hunting on your daily toy hunts?
So I don't actually go out and look for specific stuff. I'm more of like an eye-catching type person. If I see something that's a good deal, like I said, I'm obviously going to grab it. If it's something I can't pass up and I know I'm not going to see it again, um, I find myself recently, and it's Marvel Legends right now, is like Funko, Hot Wheels, Marvel Legend is what it's been recently, and those Marvel Selects. Like I've
Oh,
been
the
hunting
Diamond
those ones
Select.
down too. So yeah, I've been trying to work on my Marvel shelf, right? So I just want to collect as many legends because I need to complete some figures, the Build-A-Figure ones, right? Like Sugar Man
Hmm.
and all that. So I'm like, gotta finish them. You can't have one without a leg and have it sitting there on your display, which she is presently, right? So I'm like, um, I think that has been aside from Hot Wheels because again, that's every day. I'll look for those all every day because they're $1. Right, $1. I'm not complaining about that. Less than coffee. It's definitely been the legends recently. Always, every store, Toys R Us, like where's it? Clearance section, Toys R Us, go right. I I think that Marvel Legends have done pretty good, right? Like they're doing okay. Like I have some McFarlane too, like the DC McFarlane or multiverse, I guess they're called.
Hmm.
They're all right, but I think I just like the size and dynamics of the Legends slightly better, right? So they're a little more durable, I find, right? A little bit. Plus,
Definitely.
plus McFarlane sent me two left hands on my Joker on my Mortal Kombat figure, so I mean, quality control went out the door on that day.
No, yeah, honestly, that's the one thing with McFarlane. He gives us a lot of unique sculpts and keeps the price at $20, but
Yeah.
you will find that QC is not the best with him, and also the durability of the figure. There's a lot of collectors that have this line just started about 2 years ago in
Yeah,
2020,
give or take. Yeah.
and there's figures that are already falling apart just like from standing in one spot, and it's like, okay, you kind of do get what you pay for and stuff. But
Oh, for
I
sure.
don't know if you know about here in the States, but Marvel Legends are actually not being found in stores anymore.
Oh, really? Eh? Is
Yeah,
that just
so
because people want them so much, or they're just not pumping them out anymore?
not sure. They
Yeah.
released the Thor wave on an end cap, but
Hmm.
like if you went to like the Marvel section, there's no
Nothing.
tag, no nothing for them.
Wow.
There's
Eh?
like nothing. So it's gonna be interesting to see where it goes and what happens.
Oh, for sure. There's quite like that's like that here. It's kind of reverse rule here. It's NECA here. I'm noticing. So like I was actually at GameStop the other day. I said, "Dude, I come in here like once a week. I don't see any NECA anymore." Apparently, like GameStops in Canada aren't even getting NECAs anymore. And I'm like, "What the hell?" Like that's a big product to not be getting, right? So like the things I'm finding NECA wise, I'm finding at my local comic shops. Like Sunrise Records, record stores. Like it's crazy the way that things are evolving, right? And it's changing very oddly, right? Like you guys are able to get so
Hmm.
much NECA. I see Walmart trips, in the States, and there's NECA all over the place. Literally in the past 10 years, I've seen one NECA at Walmart, and it was the old school gizmo that everyone got like 4 years ago, and it just popped up on a shelf. And I'm like, oh, okay, right. So, yeah, I don't know what's happened with NECA in Canada. I know they're not going out. Obviously, they're not going out. There's no way they're going, right? Yeah, it's just weird McFarlane out there because for the price of the product, right? It's the one reason I collect McFarlane DC is because the price is not bad, right? The price point is a little bit
Yeah.
better than a Marvel Legends, right? So, and if my kid throws it at the wall and Batman's ear falls off, I'm not going to cry, right? So, yeah, no, that's crazy to hear, though. I hope that you guys start getting that because Marvel Legends is awesome. Like, I love it. I enjoy searching for, the ones that I actually need. I hate when I can't find them, but no, hopefully you guys get those all back soon.
No, yeah, I mean they're still available, obviously online and stuff, but it seems
Mhm.
like at least Target's not gonna be carrying them. It seems like Walmart may still carry them, but we do have a lot of NECA products, but much like you, it's kind of like stuff that's kind of readily available, and we
Okay.
do
Yeah.
we do kind of struggle with like finding the newer stuff and whatnot until maybe months later down the
Yeah.
line and whatnot. But yeah, our Targets and Walmarts are a little more stocked with them, but there are Targets and Walmarts that I've gone to that I just have absolutely nothing as well. So it's
Yeah.
not just Canada, but I'm sure you guys are probably suffering more than anything. It's most likely everything that's going on with like inflation and probably cost of ship out there and everything.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm not even gonna get into like prices out here because it's yeah, right. I'm sure you've all heard it, but
Yeah, if prices are
yeah,
going up
no.
here, I could only imagine out there.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's been pretty ridiculous, but we all gotta live anyway, so we're gonna pay the prices regardless, right? So it's like, why are we even complaining about that? Some of us might just need 7 jobs by the end of the year, right? Like that's at that point.
Right.
So no
No,
complaints.
yeah.
We're good, right?
No, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you know who Jason B. Michael is, but he's a Canadian toy photographer. And so I spoke to him actually on the first episode of this show, and he kind of
Okay.
mentioned the same thing, how you guys just get hit with not only just higher prices, but like, let's say you guys order from an American website, you guys get hit with so many taxes
Yeah.
and import
Oh yeah.
fees.
And that's customs. If it doesn't clear cut, oh yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, shout out to Retro Saint. I actually ordered one of his little discreet sharks. I don't know if you guys all follow him, but I ordered one of his discreet sharks. He has a little turtle pops. So I ordered from the UK, and the item in itself is like $12, but the shipping in itself is like 40. So like I get it, and But for me, like if I'm supporting someone on IG that I follow and I care about, I don't give a shit. Like I'll pay it. I've paid for comic books that are $2 on IG, but pay the $30 shipping. But yeah, it's crazy. Like it starts at $30, right? But for me, I want to support my community, and if I
Yeah.
like you enough to support you, it's $30. Like I can go a week without 7 coffees, right? Like, I can do that. It's not whatever, right? But no, it starts at like $30 just to ship from like the States. It's quite impressive actually. So and even shipping too, like it's not too bad, but if I ship somewhere it's like $20. So I mean it's not overly crazy, but once you start adding those customs, those taxes, those if there's an international fee and all that shit. So that's why I don't order online. I am an in the wild toy collector. I do not order a damn thing online. If it's like an accessory, I'll go on Amazon. If they have it, it's available. Prime, sent 2 days. But I am not the one waiting in lineups on Funko Shop for that Funko exclusive because I don't give a shit. I'll get it either at a toy convention. See, the great thing about conventions is people bring lots of stuff from the States. So you see lots of Target stuff. I have lots of Target stuff. I'll see it eventually, right? So it's the toy life is really like it's crazy because someone's like you must love it. I'm like I do, but it's really hectic at the same time. It's really crazy
Yeah.
at the same time.
Oh yeah, I think everybody feels that way about toy collecting. It's like, especially in the last few years with the way distribution's been, just so poor. I mean, it's picked up a bit in the last year or so, but for a while, distribution was just so poor. It was like you would go to like 20 different stores and still not find a damn thing.
Oh, for sure. It's still happening. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
still
yeah,
happens.
like I said, I've cut back a bit, so I haven't been out there too much looking for stuff. So, I don't see that as often. I just kind of wander in if I happen to be nearby or happen to be driving and have to use the restroom. And I'm just like, okay, I'll go here, and then I'll obviously check out the toy house, see what's down there, see if
Of
there's
course.
anything interesting. But hopefully things will start changing. I don't think that the toy industry can maintain these price increases, in my opinion. Especially with the way that they're going. The prices are going up, but the quality is kind of just staying the same, if not going down, with a lot of
That's
figures.
right.
That's my biggest gripe with, like, say, Star Wars Black Series figures. The prices keep going up, and yet they still aren't giving us like any kind of value with the figures. They're still the basic Black Series figures, and it's like, I understand that prices are going up, but at the same time, you have to try a little bit to kind of offset that cost if you can, especially with them using so many repaints and retools and you know what I mean? And them being such a big company, it's like, how are you not doing this? Like, you know what I mean? But
oh, for sure. They can afford to do it. They got to do something, right? And there's some series I just stay away from because I can look at them like, for example, like I know the G.I. Joes aren't that crazy here. Like some of them are like super cheap, but there's some where I'm like, I want that piece, but I'm not like it's not that great for the price, right? So I'm not a Star Wars collector, but I've seen some of their pieces too, and I'm just like, I wouldn't pay for that. Like, and I see the differences in a lot of it, right? But that's why if I'm going to spend money, it's going to be Mezco, it's going to be Hot Toys, it's going to be something I know is going to pump me out something amazing, right? So, but it's hard. You don't just find those things walking into a store. That's the problem, right?
Yeah, unfortunately so.
Right? So, yeah, no, I feel you on that. A lot of it has gone downhill, sadly, but a lot of other companies are branching out and starting to do awesome. So there's, let the ones that are, flop and let the other, right? Like I want everyone to succeed in life, but like if you aren't listening to your customers and you aren't seeing what's wrong with your product, and you've like, obviously people complain about these things, you see it all the time, right? Like the thing, right? The problem is it's a man running the world up there, big old rich man, right? He's like, fuck it, I don't care what they say, right? So guy's probably 107, he's living in the 50s, right? So he doesn't care about us, right? What we have to say. It's like, whatever, I'm rich, right? Sorry guys, I went a little like back in history there. But that's what I see it as. I'm just like, it's just some old rich dude running a company who doesn't really care what us 30-year-old millennials or 20-year-old millennials or Gen whatever whatever, right? They don't give a shit, right? So they're
They
going to do what they
definitely don't.
do, mass production at the cheapest rate they can to get it out to the consumer. Right?
No, and you're 100% right because I've spoken to somebody that's had 25 plus years of experience working in the toy industry themselves, and they themselves are also a, adult toy collector.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest thing that they said was, you'd be surprised how many people that work in the toy industry are not toy collectors or even fans of these franchises. They're just
No,
MBA grads trying to make money, trying to flip a profit, and exactly what you said, they don't really care as long as they know that people are going to keep buying. And I think that's
exactly.
what's Hasbro's problem with
Yeah.
at least their Star Wars division, because I don't get how their G.I. Joe, their Marvel, and their Ghostbusters divisions can all create such amazing
Yep.
HasLab products and, sell out, do multiple tiers. Then you have a property like Star Wars that you can't even fund a fucking HasLab.
I know,
And
right?
on top of that, they come up with like the most ridiculous HasLabs.
Right.
And it's just like, do you really not know anything? Like it's just it's baffling. It's like, how can you have such great teams for these other franchises and stuff that you have under you, yet you flop on such a big franchise and property that you have?
Yeah.
And it's
Right.
because they know that Star Wars fans are gonna buy blindly no matter what they put
Oh, for
out.
sure. Right.
So
No, it's
it's just
crazy.
sad.
It's crazy to see. Like, I don't know. I'm not a Star Wars fan. I'm not gonna lie. I have a couple Star Wars pieces at home. I know the basis of the movies. I know the plots. I've never sat through a goddamn movie in my life. Um, I've sat through half. I'm not a movie person. I don't watch TV. I like toys. I collect toys. So I spend 95% of when I'm not with my kid, I'm in my toy room. So, and if not, he's with me. So, um, yeah, but it's crazy. Even the quality toys I have from Hasbro, they're shit. They're those 3.75, 5 point articulation pieces of crap. And I'm like, you might as well just make it a Funko. Right? Like at that
Right.
point, might as well make it a Funko. Um, yeah, like even that, I'm like, even for $10, I'm like, why am I paying $10 for that? Right? So no, I see where you're coming from in the regards with Hasbro. Hasbro sucks. I kind of just stay away from them. Even our like the kids' toys, I have been gearing myself a lot with MonsterVerse stuff. I don't know who like makes the monster, like Godzilla, Hong Kong, or King Kong. I always call him Hong Kong. Just because it's the stuff my kid likes, right? I don't even know who makes it. It's like Playnex, maybe. I don't know. They're cool though. But Hasbro is, yeah. We'll see what happens with Hasbro. I have a
Yeah.
feeling it's gonna like they have their hits and misses, so they're gonna flop in some places and then they'll succeed in the others, just like any other company, really, right? So we'll see what happens. I
No, yeah.
can
It's
only
just
hope for
crazy
the
to
best.
No, yeah, it's just crazy to see like their G.I. Joe team just put out
Mhm.
that HasLab that literally funded in a single day.
I know,
And then
right?
the Star Wars team can't even do that with a franchise that has fans that is most likely larger and more willing to spend money than the G.I. Joe franchise fans.
Oh,
You know
for
what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah, no,
That's
for
what I'm
sure.
saying. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Right. No, it's we'll see what happens. And that's what I'm saying. I also said to someone too about Star Wars. I'm like, maybe Star Wars is just going out the door too, right? Maybe that's the problem is the generation is growing up, the older generation who grew up with that stuff. The newer kids don't really care for Star Wars. And that's also a huge possibility too, where there's like, we are seeing this trend, so fuck them. Right? We're going to pump out what we already have, make a couple little tweaks. No one will care. It's just a variant, right? So yeah, no, I think that also has something to do, but we'll see, right? We'll see going in the future, right? It won't affect me. I ain't buying no Star Wars shit, right?
No,
I'll
I
be
100%
okay.
agree with you, though. I 100% agree with you. They kind of like isolated their core base audience with their newer
Hmm.
stuff and try to bring in a new generation, and that new generation just did not come, and now
No.
they're stuck with like that limbo of, well, we pushed away our real fans wanting new fans, and now they don't even want us. So it's like you said, just push out what we have, just give them whatever. And unfortunately, we keep buying these things, you know what I mean? It's like it's baffling how all these pre-orders constantly still sell out.
Oh, for sure, right? Like I don't know. I don't know. That's why I don't follow it. That's why I don't pre-order shit because it doesn't sell out. If I don't follow it, I'll find it. Right? That's
Right.
just me, though, right?
Yeah. So I saw recently you got into the NECA TMNT 90s movie line. How's that going?
Correct. The only line I will collect from the TMNT. I wasn't going to get into it. I have some Super 7 figures up there, so I was just going to leave it as is with those. What is the other one? Yeah, the Super 7, the big, like the first wave of Super 7. So I have Metalhead and Mutant Man up there. So I was just going to kind of stick to that wave, but at the price point of $70, $80, $90 here in Canada, I was like, you know what? I got two pieces I really wanted. I know. I paid $80 for my Metalhead, and I think it was $75 for my Mutant Man. So that's that. But with the NECAs, like I'm paying $30. So I was like, why? I can get two for the price of one. I know it's not as extravagant as saying whatever, but again, it's NECA. So they pump out a lot of great stuff, and we've seen a lot of great stuff from them. But yeah, so I have all the boys now. I have Splinter and Shredder, so I just need a couple more of the movie line. I'm not getting into the tunes whatsoever. That is a rabbit hole I refuse to step into. I keep eyeballing because I'm a fan of Mondo, so I keep eyeballing him, but because he is the tune form, I'm like, forget it. You can't have it because you buy one, you're going to buy more, right? So, yeah, a couple more pieces. I need some foot soldiers, and I think I'm not up to date on what's actually out. I think I need the case. I need the Casey in April, and I'm not sure what's left. I follow my buddy Dave, the TMNT collector. He usually knows or has that stuff. So if he's posting about it, I know, but otherwise I don't know. But I'm not going really big into it, so I'll just grab those last couple pieces, and that'll be it with it. Right. So I have a lot of vintage TMNT, but I end up just giving everything to my son. So I have maybe 13 pieces left for myself. But he got all the Playmates 1990, like he got everything. He had a lot gifted to him, which was nice too. So it's actually a huge collection. It's just not in my toy room anymore. Yeah, no, it's a fun set. I really like NECA, so I won't complain about them at all. Like, I have no complaints. The turtles are amazing looking. These ones specifically, I really like them. And there's only a couple of turtles that I have collected where I just love taking photos. So those are the ones there, as well as the OG soft heads. They're really nice to take photos of too. If you can find them in good condition. If you find them in right condition, they're easy and they're beautiful to take pictures. But no, I love it. It's NECA. I started collecting a lot of NECA after the Funko. It went straight from Funko Pop to NECA, and then now it's all over the place. So NECA was my second love in toy collecting. So I'm not going to complain about NECA too much. Aside from, they could do a little bit better job on some of their accessories and stuff, they're a great company, right? Their customer service too. Like if they screw up and they forget, like it's okay. Like I've had better customer service and I've had worse, right? But I haven't had anything I've had to complain about or go Karen on. So, I mean, I know they're good. I think I just need a couple more and we'll be okay. And call it at that.
Nice. Well, at least you know your limits and you have some kind of self-discipline because not all of us have that.
No, and I love when people share their lines, especially TMNT, and I comment all the time like, you're fucking insane for one time, because I know how much money, at least I see it as the Canadian value. So like it's not, I know it's not much. It's like $10 difference, maybe even 15 in some places.
But it
I was like,
up.
You're crazy. Yeah, you're crazy. And I'm just like, good for you. Good for you. Because it's a lot. They just keep pumping more. Like even the crazy thing is I am going to collect the Universal Monster ones too. So I have Raph, and I'm going to get the rest of them. But it took like 4 months for him to get here after he was released. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to get those guys either. Right?
Yeah.
So, right. But we'll see. NECA's been good to me, and now with GameStop not carrying a lot of NECA, it might. Who knows? I might be calling a lot of people in the States saying, "Can you ship me this over?" But let's make it worth the $30. Let's make a big box of shit, send it over, right? And vice versa, because some things are cheaper here and some things are not, right? So.
No, yeah, and I think that's the great thing about this community is that you can make those connections and do that kind of stuff, internationally in a sense. I mean, even though we're just right above each other, technically it'd be considered internationally.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure it is too. And that's the thing. Like I ship a lot for my small business. And it is like some of these places, I'm like, it's not international, but because I'm sending it to Alaska, right? Right? Like it's a little different, but yeah, it's very interesting. Right. But we'll see what happens on that line. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep collecting. There's only one NECA I'm after right now that's been impossible to find, but my local toy or comic book store told me he ordered lots. So Elvira has been impossible to find. Obviously, with her coming out, I kind of knew that was going to be a thing anyway. In the LGB whatever. Sorry, people, I don't know the actual words and the letters that go whatever. But your community, we love you all. But yeah, so I knew that was going. I haven't been able to find it. I have not seen one in person at all. But hopefully that one comes over here soon, right? The guy says he ordered tons. He was very excited about it. So hopefully he gives me a call. Hey, Big B Comics, just so you know, I'm looking for that thing still, right? They're probably like, oh, I'm going to call her now. Yeah. But no, NECA, we'll see. The NECA line, I think I'm done with the TMNT. I don't know if I'm going to collect anymore. Like, I have it in my collection. It's not something I'm out looking for at this time. If I find something cool, I'll grab it. But if not, it's TMNT. I'll leave my kid for that one.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I haven't seen an Elvira here in the States anyways either, so
Really?
you're not the only one. Yeah, I have seen other people here in the States find them and collect them, but I personally have not seen one here in the States. So
no, and like,
so you're not
so
alone.
my pal from the UK, Plastic Snaps, is here too. He's such a nice guy. Every time I talk to him, it's been so pleasant. But he's taken so many photos, and here he is saying she's a great figure in hand, and I'm just like, oh man, Simon, stop it, please stop. Like, I just want her so bad. I have like living dead dolls of her and like a bunch of Funkos and stuff in the corner there, and I'm like, I need her. And we got these guys here making jokes in the comments,
telling you how great she is.
Gamers. Yeah, I'm seeing some of the comments. Hi guys, right? I'm here. I don't do lives very much, and I see he's giggling in the comments now, so he knows. But in all fairness, I know he doesn't have the black and white mummy, apparently, or Frankenstein. So, I mean, I guess it's a good trade-off if he's got Elvira.
Right. You got some, you win some, you lose some.
That's right, right? So, it is what it is.
So, real quick, those toy junkies want to know, do you collect Pokemon cards?
I have so many fucking Pokemon cards. I have cards from 1995. I have binders. I kind of stand still right now, but if I just turn slightly, if I didn't have all the toys there in the bottom, I'd show you guys, but actually my whole TV stand is nothing but Pokemon figures, Pokemon balls. I have cards. Yeah. So 1995 cards. I am up to date with everything in Astral Radiance right now, with the exception of a few, rare cards. Yeah, no, I have so many, dude. My kid, whenever I see a Pokemon card set, I buy it, and Pokemon cards in Canada are fucking expensive. So, for example, I just bought the new trainer box for the Pokemon Go. That is $85 here. I don't know what you guys pay in the States for that. Those smaller boxes with like 10 boosters are like $70 here. So I'll walk into Walmart and drop like $300 on Pokemon cards just because once they get on shelves here, they're gone. Right? So that's the problem here. Everyone collects Pokemon cards in Canada. Everyone and their grandmother and their grandfather. I've met elderly people and had 5-minute, 10-minute conversations about Pokemon cards. And I'm like, you don't know a damn thing about the Kanto region, man. Like, back off, right? Like, put those cards down, right? So that's right. So everyone collects Pokemon cards here, myself included. It's one of my things with my son. So usually every Friday I say, buddy, let's open a new box of Pokemon cards. We sit in the room. We get so many doubles. I get mad. He gets mad. We get right. We go from there. But when we do get those cards, like, it's those moments, right? So yeah, I have collected Pokemon cards for a long time. I've lost a bunch, but I have some vintage ones as well. I think we'll continue to collect Pokemon. We don't play presently because, being almost 40, not too many people my age are playing Pokemon. So I play Pokemon Go, of course, and my son will play Pokemon once he learns. But we're still not at that stage to, sit him down and be like, hey, buddy, you got to start doing that. So yeah, I'm a huge Pokemon nut. Pikachu is one of my favorites, followed by Charizard. And I do love Squirtle, too. So I'm a fan, right? A little bit of a fan of Pokemon.
So do you know why so many people in Canada are into Pokemon, or is it just something
See, I get asked this all the time, even on my TikTok. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because, see, I find it with hockey cards here too. Like hockey cards are crazy when they get them here too. They'll be on the same shelf with the Pokemon cards, and there'll be dudes sitting there, and I'm like, "Do you want the Pokemon cards or the hockey cards?" Because with you guys, I can't tell, right? Like
But
I
I mean
know
that
both,
makes
right?
sense. But I mean that makes sense. Isn't like hockey like
Right?
your guys' sport?
Well, yeah, but like, right? No, I get that,
So
but I'm just like,
that one makes sense.
why?
That one makes a little more sense. Whereas
Yeah,
like
I guess I
Pokemon,
see what
I'm
you're
just
saying,
wondering
but I
why
think
so many
here,
people
yeah, I
like.
don't know here, honestly. It's not, I'm not going around like, why do you like Pokemon? Okay. Maybe I should start a poll and see, right? Just start asking around, why do you like Pokemon so much? Why do you do this, right? I think a lot of people here, and just from like conventions I've been to, resell because it is something that is easy to resell. I've gone to stores and I'll pay $2 for a base card if I don't have it because I rather pay $2 for a base card and get it than 7.50 or $10 for a pack and get 17 doubles again, 10 doubles again, right?
Yeah.
Um, maybe I'm only speaking for myself. I collect because A, I used to play. B, I know there's resale to some of them and the value, and I know my vintage cards, they're worth. Um, I will be reselling a lot of them just because I do have a lot of doubles, and there's some of those rares that I do have doubles. So I could speak for myself. At this point, it's a mixture for me, right? So I don't know about everyone else. But I think the resell is one of those things because I do see a lot of people reselling their Pokemon cards here. And I look at them. One guy
Yeah.
wants $30 for this base one, and I'm like, you know what? I'm tempted because I don't have it. But I'm also like, damn, I could buy that McFarlane figure with three left hands over there for the same price, right? Right? It might last longer. Who knows, right? Yeah, no, I don't know. I can't tell you at all in that regard. Just it's. I asked someone at GameStop, and I was like, "Is Pokemon not a thing in Canada?" Because whenever I go out, I can't find. Them. Like, oh no, it's very real. I'm like, but where? Because I never see it. It sells out so fast. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if any Canadians are here on this live right now, can you please update us on to why we are obsessed with Pokemon cards? Because we all must know. Right? Maybe someone will know, but yeah, I get asked that a lot. For me, I just know my own. I think it's a value thing. I think it's a cheap thing, realistically, that could potentially gain you some money in the long run. An investment. They're
No,
investments.
yeah, definitely. That happened here in the States, when Jake Paul got all into it and stuff, everybody was
Mhm.
buying up Pokemon cards for that reason and stuff. It wasn't even because they were into it, they just saw the reselling it and everything. And so, yeah, for a while, it was very hard to get Pokemon cards here. And they were actually putting limits on how many you can buy in the store because
Mhm.
of that. And so, yeah, I mean, those toy junkies mentioned that it seems like it's a worldwide phenomenon. Seems like everybody's
Mhm.
always hyped with them, and like I guess it's like you said, a mixture of things. Either you're a fan of it, or you see that value in
Yeah,
finding
there's
those rare
some
cards and stuff.
potential. No,
Yeah,
for sure. For sure. Right? No, yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. I was surprised that Pokemon, see, I giggle when I remember Pokemon first coming back out in 1995. I was around then. I was old enough to know better and to play it and all that stuff. Um, I'm not that old, right? But I'm just like, yeah, it's just amazing to see even how it's evolved, right? But for me, like worldwide, I'm just like, wow. Like it's selling out like crazy everywhere. Now they have Pokemon centers. Like this used to only be a thing in the games, and now they actually have these things that are Pokemon centers. I'm like, this is pretty impressive, right? So I want to visit one. Right? It's like I say, I've been to a Pokemon center, but yeah, no, Pokemon will be around for a while. It's one of those things. I didn't think Digimon would still be around, but they're still selling some of that shit, and I was like,
yeah.
huh. I thought Pokemon would just totally just right shadow over them, right? But Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon or Digimon are still kicking too, right? So there's
No,
something
yeah.
about these trading cards. It must be a trading card thing, right?
No,
So,
yeah. I mean, but even the sports trading cards are kind of big and stuff. Kind of like you said, with
mhm.
hockey and stuff. Here in the States, baseball cards, football
Yep.
cards, basketball cards, they're a big thing too. It's just something about trading cards. I personally have never really understood it. Personally, I'm just like it's a piece of cardboard, but
Yep.
okay. I've always been into more action figures because you can
Yep.
tangibly play with them, pose
Oh,
them,
for
do different
sure.
things. You know what I mean? But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, if there's some kind of value in them, I don't know why I got into them when I was younger, but I got a bunch of football cards and stuff. So, I'm hoping that some of them have some kind of value when I go through them, and maybe I can turn around and buy some Hot Toys with them.
There you go. Hopefully, or at least one, right?
At least
It's one.
one. At
At
least
least
one.
one. Yeah.
Yep.
Obviously, I don't own any Hot Toys because I know how much they cost. And just think what they cost for you, they cost more there. I love them. Don't get me wrong. I eyeball the shit out of them all the time. But, if I didn't have a child and I was a little less responsible, I might be all over that shit. I think $300 is the most I've ever spent for a figure. And it was my quarter scale. I have 3 of them. So my neck is quarter scale, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger. So I have the big ones. $300 each in Canada. Yeah, it sucked. I have not spent $300 on a toy since, but those are ones that once they were pumped out, you didn't find them again. So I was like, get them now or don't ever get them again. And now everybody has them. Like, damn it. Right? So, yeah, no. Hot Toys are cool, though. I hope to get some soon. My collection is too big at this point in time where I'm actually just storing stuff in totes now that I'm buying. I have a floor full of stuff that I haven't even gone through yet. Anything from Star Wars, which I don't even know why I bought another. I bought Potato Head Star Wars. My son has a Potato Head collection. It's all like Yoda and so he's a Star Wars nut. I'm not. I've never even watched it. 5-year-old knows more about Star Wars than this woman here, this grown-ass woman. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Too many toys, dude.
Trust me, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I'm running out of space, so.
Yeah, thankfully for me, like when I got into Hot Toys, unfortunately, I've been speaking with like Jason B. Michael also, I mentioned that we down here in the States have this app called OfferUp. And it's essentially just, a community selling app. So, you just sell to your locals. You can ship and stuff, but there's a lot of local listings, in cities near you and whatnot. And you can find some phenomenal deals on there. Like I got the deluxe Mando that retails for $350 for about $215.
Nice.
So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all about finding those deals because I definitely agree. Even retail Hot Toys here in the States are expensive. And if you don't pre-order them and get them, they instantly raise in value and price and stuff. Yeah. There's only one that I was willing to spend a lot of money on, and that was this Clone Trooper right here because I absolutely love it. And I was looking at the listings and everything was like 400 plus. And I was at this place called Frankenstein's here in California, which is essentially like a toy fair that's kind of just there all the time. It's open Mondays, Wednesdays, and the weekends. But it's essentially like a toy fair. There's a bunch of different vendors and stuff all selling their collections and whatnot. And they had one left and it was $350. And I was just like, you know what? Here, just take my money. I had it in my card. I was like, just take my money.
Sometimes that's all you can do. Like there's days where I get to the cash. Like, for example, I actually might have it like readily. Oh, I do. It's readily available. I saw something and it's not even a hot toy. It's nothing you would even know about, man. Like you probably have never even seen it. I spent $100 on this fucking wind-up car. A wind-up car. Okay, hold on. Watch. Right? So I get what you're saying. Right? So this 1977 Disney car made in Japan, and he's a wind-up, and he still works. So I paid. Oh, you can't even see him, but like he just goes like. It's cool. So I paid $100 for this fucking car, right? Wow. So there's things but this, I also know there's going to be value for it. This is a collector piece. It's also Japan Disney as opposed to, America over there. Sorry, I have lots of friends in the States. I miss you all dearly. One day I'll come and visit, right? But America over there, right? It ain't from America. Right? It's from Hong Kong. So no, so I get you in the hot. Some things it's like, I know that one. I couldn't pass that up. See, I've never seen it here. I've researched them. I've seen them, but I'm like, this is something I'm going to resell. I also sell toys too. I flip some. So that's probably going to get there. Right. So yeah, that's probably why I get that, the hot toys thing. I get it. This isn't a hot toy.
No, but
I spend the money on it.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Oh, I know that. Real quick, Rocco the Great wants to say he noticed your Funko tattoo and he says it's nice.
Thanks. That goes all the way around. So a lot of people don't actually see a lot of them because obviously I'm not sitting there like checking out my armpits all day long. So yeah, I decided to go horror themed because I am a big junkie for horror. So I have Pinhead, Annabelle, Leatherface is kicking there, Reagan, yeah, a whole bunch. Freddy Krueger, Tiffany, Chucky. I got amulets, just basic things. Design. I didn't design it. I literally went into my tattoo artist who also did my SpongeBob sleeve and said, "Dude, I don't have any more room for Funko Pops. We need to put some on me. These are the ones I want," right? And she was blown away because she's never done a Funko Pop and she's never had someone just say, "Tattoo all these pops on me and we'll go from there." Right? So it'll take, sorry, my son is coming to visit. So hold on a second. Here you go, buddy.
How's everybody doing while we wait, guys?
Sorry, he wants to put it in place, so but he can't. So, yeah, it's bedtime for him.
Well,
yeah, I let him go for a nap today, and now he just wants to play. And I'm like, "Dude, you can come in, but you'll probably be loud." So, all good.
Well, that's nice that that you were able to get that sleeve done, and she did such a phenomenal job on it. Have you met anybody else that's ever had a Funko sleeve or any kind of Funko tattoo?
No, and the fun part is whenever I go to conventions, people are like, "Do you collect Funko Pops?" I'm like, no. I don't even know what a Funko Pop is. What is that, right? And a lot of people don't know what they are. So one of my jobs, I work at a very public, it's actually city-owned golf course. On the weekends, I like to throw my spare time and work at the bar to make the money because why not, right? Toys. But yeah, like they don't know what they are. I have to like explain, like, they're dolls. Well, what are the characters? I'm like, you've never seen Friday the 13th? But then I'm like, oh, these guys are like 90. We're at a golf course. They don't know shit, right?
Yeah, no.
Right? Like, yeah, no, I've never seen a Funko Pop tattoo. I mean, I've seen them online. I've never met anybody with them. Mine literally was like, just take these ones. I told the tattoo artist what elements I wanted to add, just to kind of make, I just want extra movie pieces with it. Obviously Camp Crystal Lake sign. I got like a severed head for, what's his head, Leatherface, right? Like just stuff like that.
Just little things.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I like to have outlandish things. There's a lot of girls that have roses and a lot of girls have beautiful flowers tattooed on them. But it's just, I have bright red hair. I have wild makeup. I'm not here to, right? Like, I'm outlandish, right? I'm out there. It's whatever. So it was just something unique, right? So I do it. I have them. They're some of my favorite characters in life, right? So I have 6 foot tall Jason standing there and 6 foot tall Freddy Krueger. So why not tattoo them? Yeah, I have life size. Yeah, I have life size cutouts in my toy room. If I turn on it, there's like, I can actually show you. It's fine, right? So got like my movie corner over there. So I have like my 6 foot cutouts.
I was thinking like life size mannequin of them. I was like, that's kind of
I fucking
scary.
wish. That would be amazing. It is something that I would totally do too. I would totally put that in my house because my son loves Jason. Like for his 5th birthday, I bought him a machete and a Jason mask, and he goes around chopping people. Sometimes he'll wake you up in the morning and be like, "Good morning." I'm like, "I love you, buddy, but I'm going to fucking murder you." Right? I know it's good. I've even set TikTok videos. My son has made a video where he's chased me and chopped the shit out of me on, yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, no, so yeah, that's Funko Pop for you. That's why I no longer collect them. I threw them here and said I would never collect again, and now we got the stragglers showing up at the front door, right? But they're good stragglers. Like, at least I'm not going out buying 17 of the same Harry Potter Funko Pops. No, I'm buying like new like Queen album covers that are coming out, right? Like good things, right? I love you, Funko. Don't hate on me, but your shit's repetitive, right? Like, I don't need a glitter version of this when I already have this chase version of it over here that glows in the dark, right? And that's Funko because it's true. Like, I shouldn't hate on Funko. I started there, but and a lot of companies are the same. Those variants, right? So, yeah, that's the tattoo. Thank you so much, my friend. It was a fun tattoo to do. It sucked doing over COVID, so it was a COVID tattoo as well. It took
Uh,
me 6 sittings because the tattoo artist was so busy. She obviously wanted to fit people in before shutdowns. And of course, she's like, you're the last one. We're shutting down for 6 weeks. Nobody can do anything. You're all grounded to your house. COVID restrictions. At that point, Canada got hit really hard in comparison to the States.
mm,
We actually just had our final restrictions lifted 3 months ago, give or
wow.
take. Like masks just disappeared within the last 2 months here. There's no more stipulations here anymore. So we were very far behind the States in that regard, right? So it took a while, but it's done now. Like I'm not putting anything else into it because I was like, finish it now in case this happens again. But thank you for
Well,
noticing my cool Funko Pop tattoo.
well, it seems like you guys weren't too far behind because restrictions may be on the way back for us with the way
Oh,
things are going, unfortunately.
yeah.
So
Well,
we're just
sadly,
have to wait
I
and
don't know
see.
anything about like not living in the States. I can only tell you from what I've seen. Like we already knew that was going to happen. You guys were so lax. Like not like some states were super lax about it, right? Which whatever. Honestly, to me, and I know people are probably going to hate some of this. I actually worked with COVID cases a lot because I'm a PSW, so I do nursing and stuff too. And like some of it was really bad and some of it wasn't. So I'm just like, I see why they did it, but I also don't understand why, right? But just
Hmm.
really stuck during that time is not being able to buy toys. They're not
Yeah.
essential items. I'm like, what do you mean they're not essential? I will kill you if I don't get that Batman figure. Sorry, just released right now. You will die, right? Right? No, it sucked. It really sucked. But yeah, and then now things are open, and now I can't stay away from the toy store. So maybe we need those back over here. Well, bless your souls, because I follow a lot of American side news and like bless your souls. Right? There's a lot of shit
Yeah,
going on right now. Bless you. Right? Like,
it's been an interesting couple of weeks slash month. It's
you know,
nice to escape in toys and everything else. You know what
yeah,
I mean? I
no,
like to
for
keep to
sure.
myself.
Yeah,
Try to
no,
stay
for
to my
sure.
hobbies. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely interesting. So, going back to the questions and stuff, being a female collector, have you found anything different than being a male collector? Do you find that you're treated differently in the community? Maybe you get, seen as not so much of a fan because you're a female, or have you seen the opposite? Because I've spoken to another female collector and she said the opposite. People have
Mhm.
been very welcoming and very, open and like, so I'm just curious as to see if you've gotten the same response.
Well, for me, and like this again, a lot of people are afraid. Like they're intimidated by me. I don't know why. I'm like, dude, I won't really kill you over that last Batman Hot Wheel. I'm just saying it, right? I have no problems. A lot of males are like shocked. Actually, they're like, "There's no way." I'm like, "Dude, what do you want to know? What do you want to see? What you want? What you got? What do you want? You want? I don't have Star Wars. Sorry, buddy. Right? Like, the same thing. It's welcoming. I haven't had any problems. Like, I've met a lot of people, even on Instagram. They're super cool. Like, they're very invested in shit. I find like a lot of the males, they're more invested in what you have than the females have. Right? Like they want to see what they're like, wait, you got G.I. Joes? Wait, you got Transformers? No girl really, not many girls care about that. Right? Like I, for example, went to an antique mall and I'm buying up these antique toys. I'm showing you, and these girls are buying teacups. And I'm like, the fuck are you going to do with that teacup? Like, yeah, we have tea, but I'm like, really, what are you doing with that fancy $100 teacup? Right? No, they've been good. I have had no issues with it. The nice thing about me too is I grew up with a lot of the guys because I am a little bit of a tomboy. I was a very much so a tomboy up until about 10 years ago. You would never even knew I was a female, right? So I just kind of like, it's just something that's just natural with them. The nice thing in Hamilton and where I live in Canada is I know a lot of the toy collectors already, and they own stores, and they own the comic book stores, and they just do stuff in the community. They don't give a shit. They welcome it. They're more intrigued than anything, right? So I don't see myself having much issue at all. Like some people might be like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, I might not know about your Star Wars because I don't know about Star Wars, but I sure the fuck know about Halloween and Michael Myers over here. Okay, right? So it has pros and cons, right? So that's the real thing. Is like you do get those people like you don't know shit. I'm like, go on my Instagram, buddy. Go see. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, oh, what do you mean you got like 5 toys? I'm like, yeah, I got 5. Go look at my Instagram page.
5,000.
Right. So, no, the general consensus though is everyone is super, super welcoming. Right. So, again, I can't contribute that to one thing or the other, but when it comes to whenever I meet people, they're usually very intrigued by what I have going on behind me here. Right. So.
Well, that's great to hear. You don't want to have any kind of negativity in the community, and it seems like sometimes there is some negativity in this community, but I'm glad that it's been welcoming and open to you and all the other female collectors that I've spoken to so far.
No, good. I'm so happy. Like, I've watched a couple too. So it's hard for like I've noticed some of them get flacked on, like, they're like, oh, you're just using your looks. I'm like, dude, my tits are out whether the camera's on or not. For me on Instagram as a female collector, I get a lot of that, like, oh, you're just using your boobs. I'm like, dude, I take my kid to school in the same outfit I took that picture in. If you got a fucking problem with that, then you better fucking go work for that clothing company. Right? So that on in real life, I get it, but on like social media, it's different, obviously. And I know some of the male collectors that I speak to are gamers and whatnot. They're like, dude, I get it too. Right? So it's just it's people in general. People, obviously, we're not all universal in our thinking, which is totally fine, right? But like, people should be universal in the fact that you should just let others live their lives as they're going to live their lives.
Exactly. As long as you're not hurting anybody, I don't see why you shouldn't.
Exactly.
Let live.
I'm sure that the $300,000-$400,000 crack addiction I could have had, right? Like, really, probably would have killed me. I'm still alive with, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. No, it's good. So no, it's been good. In real life, it's great. Online, it's a little bit different. But again, online's different in general. You get some characters online anyways.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But yeah, no, overall, it's good. Like, if someone has a problem, they'll speak up and I'll be the first person to put them in their place if need be, right? So it is what it is, right?
Well, that's good to hear that you don't just take it and, you like you said, you'll put them in their place.
Oh, for sure. I'm old enough to know better, right? And that's the thing. You do get a lot of the younger, for me, I'm not an ageist at all, but I do get younger people who are like, oh, well, I'm like, dude, I'm 10 years older than this person. I'm not comparing with them. I'm 10 years older than this person. Like, they're literally just being free, right? Yeah, no, that's the base of it, right? It's either that or you don't know shit. I'm like, you don't know shit, bud. But we'll continue on pretending I don't know shit. I get it in I'm also a car gearhead too, so I get it in there too. Yeah, I have a lifted like truck and it's all decked out. It's an off-road, and I'm like, you don't know shit about me, right? You just assume because I'm a pretty face that I don't know shit. That's not me tooting my own horn, right? But fuck you. No, it's good. It's good.
So I think that segues perfectly into this next part, which is something that you kind of list in your TikTok bio, which is not your typical collector. Do you want to kind of elaborate on that a bit? I feel like you kind of did in what you were just saying. Yeah. But is there anything else to that you want to explain to?
Well, I guess maybe it's because I see a lot of collectors, not males too much. Well, no, I guess in general. So I obviously follow the toy community. I follow people in toy collecting, toy photography, toy design, etc. A lot of people sugarcoat the shit out of themselves. And so I'm not your typical one. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh yeah, no. Like, listen, Hasbro, you're a fuck up. You fucked up, Hasbro, right? And that's just what I mean by that. I am, like I said before, I like to be out there. I was raised very conservative in the sense of do not speak until spoke to. And I essentially was like, why don't you just hoop your forehead with that one? Right? So I think it's just because I am not one of those shy people and I'm not, right? Like, obviously I'll take a picture and I'll be like, hey, half my nipple might be out. And I'm like, it's okay. It's all right. There's a cool toy there. Just kidding. That never actually happens, people. But if it did, just saying. Yeah, I think like I said, I am looking a lot and they're very I guess we'll call it conservative. I'm not a conservative person. I used to be I used to be that snotty person and, just soak it all in. But now I'm like, I don't want to be that person, right? Like I want to be fun and I want to meet new people, and it's being that just, yeah, here's a toy today. I'm not going to meet people like that way. I'm going to lose people. And I know this for a fact because I have my account started in 2012. It was just my personal account up until 2 years ago. Then I changed it strictly to toys. Literally within the last 6 months, I've gained 9,000 followers.
Wow.
So, and that's just from changing, going from that where everyone was doing, here's a picture of the toy I picked up today, to incorporating myself or doing like reels and stuff. So, I just don't want people to think I'm the same as every other toy collector. We are all the same. We're collecting things. Yes, we're doing that. I'm outlandish for a reason. I'm not outlandish because I want you to be. This is just who I am. Right? So I think that's just kind of what it is. Like, you're not going to get your Funko headquarters staff on there saying, look at our new product today. It's going to be like, look at this motherfucker. Right? This bitch, yeah, right? And that's it. And that's me on my YouTube too. I've been booed on my YouTube channel because I've said things like, well, if I teach my kid about murder now through Jason Voorhees, he's not going to grow up to be a flower when he's older, right? And I get shit on for shit like that, but I'm like, it's true, right?
Yeah.
Like, I like, eat dirt, buddy. It's not going to actually hurt you. Eat it. Eat the dirt, right? Like, that's how we were raised, right? And that's me. I was raised in the 80s and the 90s, and that stuff was okay, right? Like, I'm not calling people racist things or anything, but I'm like, dude, like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you either, right? Like, this is, yeah, I don't know. 2000 has changed a lot of things in life. I'm like, whoa, calm down.
No,
like,
yeah, definitely.
the color of the sky offends people now, so you can't, right? It's fun. So I think that's all that meant, is I'm not afraid to be bold and go outlandish and, speak my mind. And you might see some things you might like, and your wife might see some things she doesn't like. But, but I'm just here to be your friend and meet everyone in the community. I'm not here to take your man or try to get dates or anything. I'm literally here to share my toys, and I dress this way every day, people. Every day. It ain't for you. I feel like I need to say that on Instagram, right? So, but it is what it is. So yeah, I think we hit the nail with that one.
Sounds good. So it seems like your outlandishness and big personality carry over into your TikTok as well.
Yes. Sorry.
You good?
I take an inhaler, but I don't have it right now. We're good. All right.
You're good.
We're good. Woo. I lost my breath there for a second, but yeah, we're okay. Sorry, what was your question?
So excited.
Yeah.
I was referring to your TikTok. So you mentioned that you have a big personality, you're outlandish, you speak your mind and stuff. Does that carry over into your TikTok as well? Was that the type of like content you make, or what kind of content do you make? I'm not really on TikTok myself. I go and I post and then I get off.
Honestly, so my TikTok was the same as like my Instagram. I started it during COVID because I was bored. Essentially, it was me in the beginning just kind of touching base on social issues. For example, sorry, I'm still trying to catch my breath, so my voice is a little bit down. For example, there was a complaint in California, believe it or not. Two young ladies had essentially made the claim that Snow White and the Prince and yada, 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 yada. Yada, yada. So I was just like, okay, we got these fucking 20-year-old kids who have never even seen the fucking movie before in their life, right? So it was just stuff like that at the beginning. And then COVID hit, and I was like, oh, well, the Hamilton police said they're not going to do this, and they're not going to, right? So it was very political and very whatnot. And I was like, honestly, I hate politics. I don't give a shit for it. I don't care about the news anymore. Not something or whatever. So I changed it to toy slightly. So once in a while, you'll see like a couple Pokemon reels on there, but a lot of it's just for shits and giggles. Like I am slowly starting to incorporate toy stuff onto the page because I've met some other people, and we've just kind of been like, let's join up. Let's see what we can do. And like, I'm not here to be famous. I don't want to be famous. My 15 minutes is over. I've done all this shit. I've done all this stuff. I've been on TV. I've done this. I don't want to do it again. Right? But, if I get the following, I get the following, right? I'm not complaining too much. But yeah, no, TikTok is fairly new. I don't post on it very often. Instagram is my place. I used to be a junkie on Facebook. I barely use my Facebook anymore because Instagram has just outshined everything in my life. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I throw up like a reel on TikTok maybe once every 2 weeks, and it's not a very big TikTok. It's got maybe like 2,000 followers. It's not something I promote too much. It's not something I'm share for share. Like it's, if anything, is going to be Instagram. I find the most interactive community is here on Instagram. It is the number one place in my years of social media and being interactive with other people in the public. Instagram is the place that you want to be at this point in time. Seems like it's better for those little people. But we'll see what happens on TikTok. Like I just posted a new video on TikTok, but they're stupid videos. Like it's just voiceover videos, right? But they're great, right? Like I love black comedy, right? So when a white person like me, and they're okay with it, right? Like my best friend is black, my brother is black, and he's like, Amanda, you're the stupidest person, but once you put those voiceovers on, I was like, God damn you. So yeah, no, TikTok is people, and what I'm noticing now is actually there's a lot of toy collectors that were like, I'm never going to use it, are now starting to open their own Instagram accounts or TikTok accounts, right? So I've had a couple there, I've added them and I'm just like, yeah, no problem. I'm not judging you. I get it. We're trying to get there some way. And if we can reach every avenue, so be it. So yeah, it's not something I'm very consistent in. It's not something I'm pumping out the door. But if you want to follow me on TikTok, that's it. You're just going to see me being an asshole in someone else's voice. Really what it is.
No, yeah, I feel like it's a hit or miss for some people. Like some people can get really good response from TikTok, and some people just don't. I'm the same way as you. I have like 2,000 on there, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I kind of just post and kind of dip out. And I'm just like, I don't
Oh,
really
for
care
sure.
about this. But
I'll
then
tell you right
there's
now,
other
the
toy
most,
collectors.
like my videos on politics got more views than my toy collector videos. I shit you not. And it's funny because my son has a TikTok too, and like he has more views on his TikTok than I do. Right? So it's crazy, but yeah, it's the algorithm there. It's all about algorithms apparently. And I'm like, I don't follow algorithm. I just post. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you move on. Sometimes you tell me to go fuck myself. Sometimes I'm like, okay. Sometimes I'm like, all right. Right. And then I just move along. Right. But yeah, no, TikTok's been interesting. I've seen some really shitty shit on there. So I am still leery on posting, but it is another avenue to branch out to, right? Like I have gained a couple followers from TikTok, but it's nothing I'm writing home to my mom about. Right?
No, yeah, I think your son probably gets more views because it's more of his generation that's really on the app being interactive and stuff. I
For
feel
sure.
like the older generation just kind of scrolls through and doesn't really care. They'll like something and then they'll go to the next video. But I feel like that's the generation that's like really interactive with it. They'll comment, they'll like, they'll follow more people and stuff like that. Like I don't really find myself following people. I just find myself going through the For You page. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
So I feel like it's just the differences in generations.
Oh, for sure. Right. Like some of these kids on TikTok with these follow, it's all about the kids. It's a teenager app, and the old people are like, yeah, we're gonna infiltrate this motherfucking app, right? And then we have now like, oh, we did it. Now what? Right? Like literally, now what happens? Right? Literally, what's happening? I don't even know. Like, I am not committed to TikTok whatsoever, but I will post once in a while. Like, I usually put my off-brand videos. At least my reels on Instagram are usually toy related. There might be some random one, but those ones very seldomly they'll be related to toys. So if you're looking for toys there, you might not see them as much.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm the same way. I don't put too much stock into that. I'm more of Instagram and stuff. I found like, kind of like you said, it's kind of where it's to be for the toy community. You can connect with a lot more people. It seems like the algorithm doesn't seem to like us. It seems
No,
like a lot of big names are always, seeing that their stuff isn't being shared and whatnot, which is unfortunate because there are some great toy photographers out there that put
for
out some
sure.
great stuff that are always saying like, oh, nobody saw this. Like, and it sucks because I get to see it and it's like, wow, this is phenomenal. It sucks
I
that
know.
a lot more people don't get to see this amazing work, especially considering the hard work that goes into that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Just
for
to get
sure.
one shot, it's like, wow.
Oh, for
So
sure.
yeah.
And I'm in a lot of collabs with people. I do toy photography as well. I haven't been as invested as I used to be just because summer and whatnot. But, and I see in the groups, phenomenal work being done by people, but it's just being out, and sadly it's being outshined by people like me. Right. And I hate to be the one to say it, but sadly, the boobs come out, the clothing gets smaller, and as a female, I know this is true. When I went into this, my first thing was I was never going to, but I know sex sells. We all know sex sells, right? So sadly, not even females, there's males too out there doing the same thing, is they are sadly outshining these amazing artists, right? And I've seen it, and it's, even for me, I actually, I have 9 accounts that I manage on Instagram.
Oh,
so yeah, 9 accounts. They're different. Like I have car accounts, so it's different genres. And even if I click on one, so I have a couple toy related accounts. Obviously, my son's account I manage, so I see it. But instantly I'll go to the homepage and search something, and you see all these girls, but you don't see any of the boy toy collectors, right? So I'm like, is it because? Right. And same with photography. It's the same thing. Is it because he's a male, set up as a male in this account, and it's the algorithm, or is it just because the girls are really pushing their shit? Right. Which we're all in competition. Let's get real. We shouldn't be we should all want each other to succeed. Right? Go figure. A world where everyone should just win. Right. Sadly, I think that is outshining those amazing photographers. Some of them have popped in here this evening. I would love to give a shout out to my buddy, Martin. He is HC Yellow Jacket, if you guys have ever followed him, as well as Hardcore Plastic. He is one of many favorites, and he is such a nice guy. So his name is Martin. He's so sweet, and I'm in so many collabs with him, or I've been through a couple just in the community. And, he's one of those photographers where I feel like his work should be seen more. And I know it's a lot of outlandish stuff. Some of it's really provocative, but it's fun provocative. It's amazing. I die every time I'll share something. It's like, thank you so much. I'm like, dude, don't worry about it. I love this shit. I thrive on this stuff, right? But sadly, people aren't seeing it, right? So I know I have a little bit, I'm a micro influencer, we'll call it, at the rate of my following. So I share everyone's shit that I know should be shared. I try, right? It's very sad, right? Especially because I am in some of these photography groups, right? Where sometimes my photo will get 700 likes and those get 100. But do you know why? It's also a whole apples, oranges, bananas, right? Right? So yeah, it's sad. There is a lot of people that you haven't seen. I see you have Sergeant Banana coming on shortly.
Next week,
right?
Yes.
I haven't seen any of his shit in my algorithm at all, and yet I follow him. Isn't that crazy?
Because he's been on vacation.
Is that why? But in general, I haven't seen it in months.
Oh, really?
Right? So
putting out some good stuff.
Yeah, I know. I see it on some, but it's just crazy. I personally haven't seen it on this account in months, but I see it on other ones, and I'm like, is it because the other girls are out? What's going on, right? It is something I used to see all the time. But I've seen, since the Instagram changes, things have just gone to shit. Gone to shit. They're like, it's going to be so much better. I'm like, for who? Right? For who?
For you guys. It is.
Right? So I'm like, right? But yeah. No, hopefully, I know they're doing a mass photo day. They're doing a photo session. So hopefully that helps get some algorithm pickup there for those guys, right? So we'll see. That's going to be interesting to see. I can't remember what day it's going to be. I'm sure I'll be participating in that as well, because just what I need is more attention to my page. Right? But yeah, no, they'll get there. I think once this algorithm just figures its shit out, they'll get back up there. Or this group thing will help, right? So.
Oh yeah, hopefully one or the other. So what got you into toy photography?
So I used to actually do photography. I have my own photography page. I actually used to work for a company that would do your high school yearbook photos. So I was the one who would go in and be like, okay, just slightly, why? It's school picture day, asshole. I'm not a model. I got that so many times from teenagers. I'm like, listen, I'm just doing my job, dude. Right? So, so I started doing photography in that regards. And then I was just like, nobody wants to do that. That's so boring. Who wants to be hey, my job is taking pictures of the kids on school day. Like, who actually cared about school pictures? Right? My parents never bought them. I won't buy them for my kid. I'm like, what a ripoff. I got way better pictures of you, buddy. Right?
Right.
Like, right? So that I left that and I just started taking pictures of like kids or going to the zoo and like animals, abandoned places. And then I got bored one day and I was like, hey, I'm just gonna, I don't know if anyone has seen, but I did like a Cobra die photo where I took so the Ninja Turtle mashup with Cobra Kai figures. So I took the Cobra Kai figures and I took like NECA Jason, Michael, Leatherface, Chucky, and I made like a dojo and I killed all the Cobra Kai guys. I put blood and all these murders and I posted on TikTok. So it's on TikTok, it's on this page too. And I had a lot of fun. And it was one of my first, this is before I had a following, and it was one of my first photos where I got over 100 likes. I think I ended up getting 450. And I was like, whoa, and I did it during the photo sessions, right? At 11 p.m. or whatever time, like it's 11 here, it's different out there.
Yeah.
And I just got intrigued. I was like, this is actually fun. Like, I still have the Cobra Kai figure covered in blood. I was like, you know what? Daniel LaRusso's dead. He's just dead, right? So he's still covered in blood. I'm like, we're not even washing him. Like, fuck it. He now lives that way. Yeah, and I just did that, and I had fun. Like, I used to take pictures of Funkos all the time, and I have those all over my Instagram. But again, those are just like, they stand still. You can't do anything with this thing, right? So, I don't know, it's just something different. Like, you can take pictures of people until you're blue in the face, and the same scenery until you're blue in the face. I just wanted something different. So then I started meeting up with new people who did, obviously, toy photography. They brought me out of the wing, whether it's just, hey, join a collab. Here's, I'll help you a little bit here. It's just a fun thing to do. Like, even if it's something on the fly, for example, I did a Jason dog recently. We were like funny ways to die. And I was just like, dude, I'm too busy to shoot this. But you know what? If Jason fell on a hot dog bun, that'd be great. Right? It's just like, so it was just it's having that thing. I think COVID helped a lot too, because we were all locked in our house. I'm like, what can I do aside from doing the same thing over and over and over and over again? So then the toys came to play, and my son loves doing it too. So it's another thing of ours that we do together. He's got tons of photos of his own, and they're like good for a 5-year-old. I'm like, dude, like, took me like 10 years to get that, right? But okay, buddy, right? So I think a lot of just COVID, just being bored, something that I could do with my son, and that he was able to do, was a lot of reasons why I got into that. And the community, the toy photography community is amazing. There is not one toy photographer that I've spoken to personally that I have not respected and or, become friends with or good acquaintances, right? So I think everyone's a good person until otherwise proven, right? But so far that community has brought nothing but beautiful sunshine to my life, right?
No, yeah, it's something I've definitely noticed in doing this show. I've had a few different toy photographers on, and regardless of whether they have a big following or a moderate following, they're always really nice and willing to talk and happy to come on and talk about toys, their collection, and their photography, and not so much just hide and just like keep all their secrets to themselves. They're willing to, share some stuff and help people out and whatnot. So it's really great. Like you said, it's a great community, and kind of like you, COVID really pushed, I think, a lot of people to get into it and stuff, especially toy photography in general. That's how I got into it as well. Just sitting around doing nothing. It's like, well, shit, what can I do? You know what I mean?
That was cheap, right? It didn't cost money. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And so along came my YouTube with that as well. So yeah, everything kind of came out of that. So like you said, it all kind of stemmed from the same, Funkos and COVID.
Yep. It's all Funko. Goddamn you, Funk. I think Funko may have started the COVID pandemic. Don't tell him I said that, but it's starting to point, all fingers are pointing that way. Right? Sorry, Funko. Right? Just happens to be. Yeah, no, it's a good community. And they're fun people. Like, you had Plastic Snaps on here earlier. He was in the comments. He's funny. If you don't follow him, he's a good one to follow.
No, I do
his TikToks are amazing. I love him. He's very interactive with you, and he shows you his work, which is nice. Another good one is Father Figures. I love seeing some of his work too. He follows me on quite a different few platforms. He's a super nice guy. No, they're amazing people. Like just even the small conversations, they're so pleasant. They love what they do. And that's the thing. If you love what you do, it shows, and other people are going to respect you for that. Right?
No, yeah,
So,
definitely.
yeah. Amazing people though.
Yeah, like you said, some great people. I've spoken to, I think 5 or 6, maybe 7 toy photographers, and yeah, they've all been great people. So, yeah, it's a great community to be in.
For sure.
So you kind of mentioned that you already do have a YouTube. I know one of my questions was if you were thinking about starting one. So you do already have one. So tell us a little bit about that if you don't mind.
Okay, so YouTube again was a COVID thing. So the YouTube is actually dedicated to my son. So it's called Doodle's Toy Report. My son's nickname is Doodlebug. His real name is Noah. Obviously, people see the tattoo of it on my leg all the time. So like, is your son Noah? Yes, that is Noah's Ark for my son. We'll just get that out now. So my son is autistic. He is a level two on the spectrum. So essentially, he's nonverbal. He is slightly delayed in life. He will need substantial assistance throughout life. But YouTube actually has changed that. So my son is now 5. We started YouTube when he was roughly 3.5, 4 during the pandemic. I just saw him watching other people on YouTube, like Laura Legends, people like just random people, toys, and he was so fascinated, and he was using the words that they were using, right? And starting to talk. So that nonverbal was slowly starting to develop some language skills, as well as some motor skills, because he was watching them pose their stuff, take photos. So essentially that branched out. I did not expect anyone to subscribe to the channel. There's 500 subscribers in our first year.
Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find the full images over on Instagram at CoolFigurez. And I do also have a separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by CoolFigurez. Check it out. If you like what you see, leave me a follow there as well. And if you guys like unboxings, check me out over on TikTok at CoolFigurez. That's where I post all of my unboxings. And check me out every Sunday for Coffee and Toys, a weekly Toy News Toy Talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, weekly toy haul, and so much more. And join me every Wednesday over on Instagram for Coffee and Toys Live, where I will speak to a new guest every week about toys, toy hunting, toy photography, and so much more. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really do appreciate it.